here. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. Because the smoke this evening is for everyone.
You stepped in a box, now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here, you better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts type lies, get left in chain. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Bring stats and get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit. Yeah, step in if you dare. Truth hit hard like a punch in the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. One oh yeah, ain't no rules, no plan, no script. Yeah, one wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. No. Better know your stuff or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna sparring with Santana. Step in, yeah, you choose hit hard like a punch like in the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. Yeah. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. Better know your stuff or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna sparring with Santana.
Yeah.
This ain't a safe place.
Yeah.
This a flame space. Step in, don't you wanna sparring with Santana.
Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with not just Trump supporters, but everyone, every single person. Listen, I have been saying this over and over and over, and I don't think that there was a win in this government shutdown. I personally think that everyone lost. I do. But there happens to be this parallel agreement between people on the left and people on the right that for some reason think that, reopening the government was a good thing. So if you're someone that actually thinks that reopening the government was a good thing, get in the box. Get in the box, because I'm looking to talk to everyone. Everyone. There's smoke on all sides, right? We can talk about the weak Democrats. Absolutely spineless, weak Democrats that continue to hold back our party because they don't actually know how to lead, right? We can talk about the loss of healthcare, which is squarely on the Republicans. MAGA, your healthcare bill is going up and it's because of you. You're literally going to lose your healthcare and it's because of you. Period. We can talk about a bad deal because this is absolutely a bad deal. This is absolutely a bad deal. It's a bad deal because it only holds us for 60 days, basically, until the end of January. And it's not like the Republican Party has the ability to actually govern. So, yeah. Lost healthcare, lies. Okay, cool. Hey, I don't care what you have to say in the comments. Get in the box. Get in the box. Get in the box. I am only looking to speak with people that disagree. If you think that reopening the government is a good thing, get in the box. Get in the box. I only want to talk to people that believe reopening the government is a good thing. You said, yet we continue to vote. Okay, cool. Hey, I'm going to mute you as well. Again, I don't care what you have to say from the comments. I really don't. I really don't. I have no interest in what you have to say in the who cares? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going to mute you as well. Listen, everybody's getting the smoke tonight. I sent you a request to get up here. I did. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, wait, you don't think that reopening the government is bad? Okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and mute you. And then I'm going to send you a request. Get in the box. If you disagree, get up here and prove me wrong. You can't. And this is not about MAGA. This is not Elliot, you are always here for some weird reason and you never request up. So you're muted. Get in the box. This isn't about MAGA. I don't care about MAGA. MAGA's stupid. They can't defend anything. So if MAGA, you would like to come up and try to prove to me that reopening the government was a good thing, get in the box. But if you are actually a Democrat, I said Democrat. If you're a Democrat and you think that reopening the good thing, or reopening the government is a good thing, get in the box. Yes, I said fake e-files hope. Yes. For any Democrat that thinks that you guys are actually going to get the Epstein list, you are out of your mind. You're out of your mind. Period. That's not happening. It's not happening. They opened the government for 2K checks. Yeah, they didn't. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Dale, do you disagree with the background?
So it's not so much that I, disagree, but I think we've put Republicans in a position that we can sneak a win with the e-files.
Okay, hold on. All right, Dale, give me a second. So I know you're friendly, and I think we've spoke before, but this is a little bit different, right? This is a little bit different because this is not late nights. I know we've spoken on late nights, but this is sparring. And so I have to do it. I have to do it to you, bud. I have to give you the proper introduction to who I am and what this is, just so you know what's happening. I don't want to, you're friendly. It's going to be a little bit of friendly fire, but let's get into it. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this? Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with everyone, Democrats, Republicans, everyone. Anyone that thinks that the government opening back up was a good thing, get in the box. I have smoke for each and every person tonight, and I don't care which side of the aisle you sit on. If you're someone that's clapping and smiling and happy about the government reopening, then get in the box. With that being said, if you agree that the government should still be shut down, do all the wonderful things. Tap the screen, share the live. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to why are we at 1.6 thousand likes? What's going on? Get the likes up, guys. Let's get the likes up to 10,000 likes. Also, I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift code to the little 1 cent goal. If we can knock it out a couple of times, it'll help push us out to the FYP. With that being said, Dale, you said that you think that reopening the government is a way that we can sneak in a win with the Epstein files. How so?
So with the swearing in of Congresswoman Grijalva, Mike Johnson is forced to put, releasing them onto the floor, right? And where the win comes in, who would vote against that, right? Who would vote against, exposing one of the biggest, P3DOs in American history? So I think it's more revealing for especially the Republican Party, especially if this is not a unanimous vote.
Yeah, they're not coming out. They're not coming out, Dale.
Right. And I understand.
You thinking that just because we got the Congresswoman sworn in, and there's a possibility that they could vote on it. See, the issue is, right, Donald Trump's a white man in America. And not only is Donald Trump a white man in America, but he is the most powerful man on earth in the sense of being the president of the United States. But more than that, right? This entire political system is corrupt. It's corrupt. And so no matter if we think that, this is a cause that we can all rally behind, Donald Trump, the Republican Party, MAGA, Mike Johnson, they're gonna whip their actual party in line in order to hold off on releasing that information. And let me throw this at you, Dale. Even if we get the Epstein files, let's say we somehow get a release of the Epstein files. Donald Trump has been told since May that his name was in the Epstein files. And since May, he's had Kash Patel and the FBI working on scrubbing his name from the Epstein files. Dale, what do you think we would actually get if those files came out?
So, especially under this, regime, I don't think there would be much happening. Mm-hmm. But I think, in the court of public opinion, I think that would be enough to switch enough people into not voting Republicans in during midterms.
You think so? I don't think so. I don't think so, because you know why? The Republican Party is not the Republican Party anymore. The actual Republican Party is gone. They're gone, right? It's the MAGA cult. It's literally people who are willing to say and do anything to support Donald Trump. And so while people love to pontificate and love to say, oh, well, I don't think Trump is a good guy, but I support his policies. I support what he's doing. I'm a Republican, so of course I have to vote for Trump. They will find an excuse to actually continue to vote. And the worst part about this is they continue to vote for their own demise.
And I completely agree with that statement, but maybe a part of me is just, too hopeful in the American public. And like a small portion of me still thinks that with this might finally, push them over the edge in terms of supporting him. Like, I can't tell you how many lives I've been in where, the one thing that would turn this person away from supporting Trump is if he's in these files. And
yeah, no, they say that, but they don't mean it. Like, see, that's the tough part about what you're saying. They say that, but they don't mean it. And if they actually meant it, then the information that they've received prior to this would have been enough. It would have been enough when they saw that Donald Trump was on the flight logs. It would have been enough when they found out that Donald Trump had been friends with Epstein for 15 years. It would have been enough when they actually heard Jeffrey Epstein on video say that he and Donald Trump were best friends. It would have been enough when they actually found out that Epstein and Trump had this little birthday love letter with a woman in a silhouette. Like, it's never enough. Donald Trump, out of his own mouth, admitted that he stopped being friends with Jeffrey Epstein because Jeffrey Epstein was stealing young women from him. And that wasn't enough for people to stop supporting Trump. It's never going to be enough. We're not getting those files. And even if we somehow get those files, the files will be tainted.
I mean, I can't really even disagree with you there. But I also just want to say, like, I am, I'm not the happiest in any terms. I don't know what I can say, TikTok friendly language, but the 8 Democrats in the Senate and the 6 in the House, especially, I'm not in high favor of them right now.
Yeah, well, that's because the Democratic Party is led by a bunch of spineless cowards, and it's a multitude of them. and the establishment, the standard bearers for the Democratic Party, it's time for them to go. It's time for Chuck Schumer to go. It's time for Nancy Pelosi's gone, but it's also time for like Hakeem Jeffries to take a step back. It's time for even hell, Barack Obama. He needs to take a step back. None of them are actually doing anything to push the party forward or push the party towards being progressive. And if they're not going to push the party towards being progressive, then they damn well might as well just be Republicans.
I think that one of the only reasons Obama is still very prominent is because like his endorsement does carry a lot of weight, right? But if in my opinion, if your policy is not popular enough to win you the majority of your vote, you shouldn't be running for that office, right? Like, but I completely agree. Like, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer both need to, let off the reins and allow, like AOC to take over. Like, it's time. We want something else other than the establishment Democrats. And last Tuesday was a major indication of that.
Yeah. No, listen, I've said this, and I mean, I see people in the chat like shocked that I said Barack Obama. Yes, I said Barack Obama. I mean that. Barack Obama should not be leading the party. Barack Obama had his time. I voted for Barack Obama. I love Barack Obama. He does not need to be the party because Barack Obama was good for when he was in power. But if you take Barack Obama and what he did then and what he stood for then, and you put him in place now, that's not what we need. We don't need that. That's why when people are talking about, if Trump runs for a third term, we just run Barack Obama against him. Yeah, Barack Obama would mop the floor with him, but that would set our country back. That's not what we need. We need some type of actual progression. And that's the point.
I also think that, there's levels to politics now. Like when Obama was first elected in, what was it, 2008? When he was elected, like that was boring politics. We've taken a turn into, whether you like it or not, like more radical politics. And we need, energized youth. Yeah. We need the AOCs. We need the Mamdanis.
I agree. But look, Dale, I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down because it seems like we've come to the point where we're not necessarily disagreeing anymore. Now we're just talking about what we agree about, and I wanna get to some debate. So I appreciate you coming up, but I'm gonna drop you down, okay?
No problem. Have a good night.
All right, thank you. All right, guys, listen, I am doing something different tonight. First and foremost, welcome in Brett Raid. I saw you. Welcome in Brett Raid, and also welcome in Erica Raid. Welcome in. I thought I saw Erica Raid. I'm not sure. Anyway, welcome in everyone. The debate tonight, it's different. I'm not just looking for Trump supporters. I'm not just looking for people on the right. I'm looking for everyone. Anyone that thinks for some reason that reopening the government was a good thing, get in the box. Because, fun fact, anyone cheering for the government reopening, you're lost. You're lost. And it's going to be harmful and impacting no matter which side you're on. So if you disagree with me, I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're a Democrat. If you disagree, get in the box. Only request up if you disagree and you think that reopening the government is a good thing. Hello, do you disagree with the background?
Sort of.
Okay.
So I did not want the government to reopen. However, I am not one of the people being impacted by it being closed.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we could have held on, and I feel like we gave up our leverage. And I agree with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
However, and assistance and things like that, and they have been hurting.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my best
Max,
friends,
what city do you live in, or what state do you live in?
Alabama.
You're in okay.
Yes. And my best friend works for the federal government.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. My best friend works for the federal government and FEMA, and they've been delayed on a lot of things that need to be done in preparation for bad weather season that could cost a lot of lives.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess from that perspective, I can see it. I'm still mad.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, the Republicans were not negotiating at all. And it was making me angry. But at some point, we have to weigh the amount of lives we were losing versus the amount that we were saving.
Yeah. Okay. Question for you. You said you live in a rural area. Do you live, let's say, closer to Huntsville, Mobile, Birmingham? Which area do you live closer to?
I live near Montgomery.
Montgomery. Okay. Montgomery. All right.
It would be a struggle to find it. It's a town called Luverne. I'm not even sure it's on a map.
Let's see here. It's called what again?
Luverne.
Okay. Let's see here. I see Macon. I see Bullock. I see Montgomery.
Yeah, it's about an hour south of Montgomery.
Okay, I see Crenshaw, Butler.
Yeah, so Crenshaw County.
Crenshaw? Okay. Crenshaw County, 77.2% of the people that voted there voted for Donald Trump.
Yeah, absolutely. They're insane.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, they almost all voted against their own interests, and then they will continue to argue about why they were right. I agree with you.
So this is going to sound a little bit mean, but it's also a pill that needs to be swallowed by every single person on the right. And I'm going to force this pill down their throat. This is what they voted for.
I know.
This is what they voted for. I'm sick and tired of farmers in Arkansas and I'm sick and tired of these people who voted for Donald Trump in overwhelming numbers. And then they turn around and they're shocked when Donald Trump does things that harm them. People that rely on government subsidies, rely on government assistance, rely on different portions of help and aid, and then they turn around and they vote against them on their own interests. So as far as reopening the government because people are not getting food assistance, while my heart hurts for those people that don't have access to food, this is bigger than SNAP benefits.
I agree. And I also understand that they're being cut anyway through the big, beautiful bill. And, you know, I agree with you on so many things. It's not only that I actually have a bad taste in my mouth while I'm saying this to you because I do agree with you. But it is the people who are going more than a month without a paycheck, and the people, the like shelters that need to be built for the bad weather season, because a lot of that hits many different areas and not all of them voted red. You know?
Yeah.
And
no, and so like my thing is, I don't think that this is going to be, while I understand the need to reopen the government, the actual portion with us reopening the government the way we did hurts everyone.
I agree.
Literally, the actual healthcare industry is set to collapse because removing these government subsidies it's going to kick about 7 million people off health insurance. It's going to raise the cost of health insurance for other people. And once our actual healthcare system starts to collapse, our country is going to be in even more of an issue. I mean, even more trouble. So while
Absolutely.
I hurt for those people that have lost access to food, because I'm someone that has been on SNAP benefits before. This is bigger than that. It's bigger than that. And the Democrats caving and giving in and giving them more power. Like they literally, one thing that they tried to do was backdoor a nationwide abortion ban with reopening the government.
Yeah.
This shows that the Democratic Party does not have the ability to stand up or lead or fight back. And this is just going to be the next continuation. And even more, all of this is for naught because the only thing they could do was get about a 2-month extension.
Which is insane. And I'm honestly appalled that was it a petition, an amendment for the 40 billion for Argentina to be redirected to ACA subsidies. And the Republicans were just like, nah. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean, nah? Like, this is a legitimate solution, at least temporarily, for like 2 years.
I agree.
But
I agree.
But
listen,
see, this is where my confliction is coming in because the Republicans weren't negotiating at all.
Well, that's because the Republican Party can't negotiate. I mean, the Republican Party can't lead. The Republican Party is inept. They're literally an inept party. There are toddlers throwing temper tantrums. And
I agree.
The Democratic Party keeps, every time the toddler throws a temper tantrum, the Democratic Party keeps giving them whatever they want. At some point, you got to let the baby scream. You got to let the baby cry. You got to let the baby get on the floor and roll around and do all the things. And the election that we had, and this past general election shows that people are tired of these screaming, kicking, crying toddlers. And the Democratic Party saw that and still said, you know what? No, it's okay. Maybe we should still coddle them. No. Anyway, listen, I think we've hit a point where we've kind of started to agree and still looking for some debate. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap you out.
I got you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Guys, really quick, W's in the chat. I saw this come across. W's in the chat for Ellie for the $5 super chat to say Obama got the establishment Dems to rally against Bernie Sanders. Never forget, I had high hopes for Obama as a black man, but he really let us down. Yeah, I mean, he was transformative. He was the first black president, but again, like he wasn't progressive, and we need progression. We need actual progression. W's in the chat for Mike for the $2 donation saying, Vermin Supreme 2020. I don't know who Vermin or Supreme is. 2028. I don't know. But W's in the chat for Mike for the $2 donation. Guys, if anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. Everything's accepted, anything's appreciated. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Speaking of YouTube, there are a lot of MAGA trolls over on YouTube. You know what's funny? MAGA has left TikTok. The reason why we can't find them on TikTok is because they all hide out on YouTube. They're all cowards. They're literally all cowards, and they all just hang out on YouTube. They go to YouTube because it's a safe space and they don't actually have to debate. They don't actually have to come up and say it with their chest. They hide over on YouTube. You should see the amount of trolls that are over there. They're cowards. But with that being said, if you disagree with the background, get in the box. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're a Democrat. If you're someone that actually thinks that reopening the government was a good thing, get in the box. If you're friendly, keep tapping the screen, share the live. I'm going to go ahead and keep resetting these daily gift goals. If we can knock those out a couple of times, that'll help push us out to the FYP. We have the little pink heart puffs. If we can knock that out, that'll help. I'm sorry. Do you disagree with the background?
To a certain extent, yes, I do.
Okay. To what extent?
Sort of like along the lines of your last guest actually I requested before she came up. And you have to admit that this is just a terrible end dealt to the Democrats in this moment in time because they have absolutely no power in Washington, none whatsoever. And I don't
I agree, but really quick, are you a U.S. citizen?
I am, yeah.
What state?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Okay. What time is it in Oklahoma?
Maybe.
I'm sorry?
I said the reddest state you can probably find. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
No,
terrible.
literally, absolutely, literally. Like every county in Oklahoma voted for Trump.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's pretty bad.
Okay, so give me your position again.
So for me, like the hand the Democrats were dealt was actually pretty bad. You know what I mean? Like your choices are between fighting for 22 million Americans to keep receiving the tax.
He's a troll. You're a troll.
Me?
Joey said you're a troll.
I'm a troll.
That's what Joey said, and I trust Joey. So
Why do you say that?
I don't know. Joey said you're a troll, and I trust Joey. Again, only request up if you disagree with the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you disagree with the background. We are only looking for some debates. And again, I don't care which side of the aisle that you fall on. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're a Republican. If you disagree and you think the government should be open, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. Any and everyone, if you can actually, you know, it's funny. So far, I've had Democrats come up and try to defend it, but MAGA, you guys are scared. That's weird. Paige, do you disagree with the background? Paige, do you disagree with the background? Yeah, I don't think Paige knows that they're there. So let's talk about this from the Republican lens for a second. Let's talk about this from the right-leaning lens for a second. MAGA, you voted for your own demise. And you voted for your own demise in a couple of different ways. Not only did you vote against your best interest, you voted against your own best interest because one, you're going to lose those government subsidies that you need. Fun fact, since 2020, red states have enrolled in the Affordable Care Act at a tune of 136%. 136% of red states have enrolled in the Affordable Care Act. You guys aren't going to be able to afford that anymore. All because you, for some reason, thought that it was a good idea to reelect a 34-count felon, an adjudicated rapist, all because we told you that your daddy was a bad guy. It's weird that you did that. But one of my favorite sayings, a hard head makes a soft ass. And you know what? MAGA, it's time for you guys to take this ass whooping. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. And the funny thing about MAGA, the funny thing about Trump supporters, the funny thing about these people who are out there voting against their own interests because they think that they're going to harm other people and they don't think that it's going to come straight to their doorstep. They don't care until it happens to them. Thank you for the teddy bear. They don't care until something actually happens to them. But now you have farmers crying. And now you have people in ruby red states saying, hey, I need my SNAP benefits. Alex, are you Alex, are you someone that disagrees with the background?
Yeah, you asked that man if he was a U.S. citizen because he had an accent, and you're worse than ICE, brother. That was racist as fuck.
What's race?
You just told that man, "Are you a
Alex,
U.S. citizen?"
I heard
because
what you
he
said.
had
I
an accent.
didn't have a issue with hearing
That
what you
was
said. I
crazy
said,
as
"What's
fuck.
race?"
That was crazy. Oh, trust me, me and you disagree on what race is.
Alex. Hey, stop whining and engage with what I'm saying. No one cares about you sitting here complaining again. I heard your complaint the first time. Now answer the question. What is
Me and
race?
you disagree on race. Me and you disagree.
That's fine. What is race?
There is no race. There's only one human race. Me and you disagree.
Okay.
You're a race baiter. You're a race hustler.
You
So
don't
you
know
try to
what race
divide
is.
people based.
Hey, shushies. Like, have some decorum. I don't understand. I don't understand why you came up here to crash in, but it's weird. Like, I literally gave you the floor.
I was answering
be able to speak, but for some reason you can't have self-control. We can go one at a time. I have no issues letting you speak, but you're not going to speak over me. So let's go one at a time and let's actually engage with what we are both saying. So I'm going to go ahead and speak to what you're saying. And then after that, you can speak to what I'm saying. Stay on mute and I'll speak to what you're saying.
You didn't let me finish.
Shushies, bud. So you said that you said I'm a race baiter. Cool. You said there's no such thing as race. You said because it's the human race. Now, the funny thing about that, and you ran. You're a coward. You're a coward. I don't let people use words that they don't know what it means. For every single person that love throwing around the word coward, you don't know what that means. I'm sorry, not coward. Holy smokes. Racist. I'm sorry. I just read something. My bad. YouTube, I like, this is wild. It's wild how much they talk over on YouTube, but none of them come over and get in the box. My bad. Debbie's in the chat for Mike for the $2 super chat to say Vermin Supreme 2028. Google them. Okay, I'll look them up. Debbie's in the chat for Leah for the $5 super chat to say their healthcare premiums are going up, are going to go up, and they'll still find a way to blame it on the Democrats. Exactly. They will. They absolutely will. W's in the chat, guys. If anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. Everything except the end things appreciated. If you're over on the YouTube, you can send a super chat. I would just more so love some of these YouTube trolls. If some of these, you guys are so tough on YouTube, but you won't come over here and debate. They're so tough on YouTube. It's wild. You should see it. Anyway, request up if you disagree. And also, if you disagree, have some decorum, because I refuse to actually deal with crash-ins. Crash-ins are weird, and I don't want to do crash-ins. I don't want to do crash-ins. I have no interest in crash-ins. If you're someone that actually disagrees with the background and you actually want to debate, request up. Request up.
What's up, brother?
Hey, Brett. Hey, Joey.
Hey, what up, Santana? Sorry, brother. I just came in here real quick. Dude, I had that guy mixed up. That Agus guy, it sounded, his name was very similar to somebody that came into my life in the last couple of days. But so that guy actually follows me, and I had a pretty good conversation with him. So my fault. I just wanted to clear that up.
Okay. Well,
So,
I mean, if
my
he's
fault.
still
If he's
here,
back
he
in
can
your
come
box-
back.
Yeah, if he's back in your box, let him on. That was on me. The other guy's name was the G and the I and the E were mixed up. I had that other dude confused. My bad, dog.
Yeah. Okay. All right. No worries.
Can you drop me, please? My phone's doing that thing where my keyboard is all the way up, so I can't get it.
No worries. Appreciate it, Joey. What up, Brett?
Not much, man. I've been sitting here watching on the tube, and they're scared over there.
They're shaking. They're shaking in their boots. Look at this guy. This guy just sent a $4.99 super chat to say, STF said, Bud, this is a fake issue. We're fighting to free us from Israel. You guys are stupid.
But no,
I'm sorry. Like the people that, and for some weird reason, they've been on like this whole, oh, Israel controls us kick. Like, yes, APEC. Yes, we know all the politicians, they actually take money from APEC. Yes, that's why I keep talking about both sides. Yes, the Democrats take money from APEC. Yes, the Republicans take money from APEC. Yes, both of them suck. That's why we need better people. We need better people. You guys can sit here and try to continue to make Israel the boogeyman, but until you actually start picking better people, none of it matters. Sorry. Go ahead, Brett.
No, I agree, man. I just, like I said, we rated a little bit. I've just been watching over there too. I got my up and everything, so I've been trying to the tube a little bit more. So they're watching, and yeah, it's just so many comments, but too scared to come up.
Yep.
It's like we ran them away from talk.
Yep. Hey, Joey, I didn't mean to. Joey, you can. I was about to say I didn't mean to bring you up. There was someone in the box, and then the box like flipped. My bad.
You're good.
All right. Yeah. No, they're afraid. They're terrified. They're terrified. But see, like this is the thing, right? This isn't a left or right issue. This is just an issue. And I know I've been sitting here kind of going hard on the MAGA because they're stupid. But there is a subset of the Democratic Party who's cheering this on, right? There's a subset of the Democratic Party saying this is a good thing. And Brett,
yep,
it speaks to the weak leadership and weak people actually continue to support weak leadership. That's why we haven't had any type of real progression in a long time. Think about this, Brett. The ACA, the most advancements that we've had to the ACA is removing that poison pill that kept people from actually having to pay a fine, well, an actual tax for not having their health care. Like we haven't advanced the ACA at all, and that's the Democrats' fault.
Yep.
But then, even more so, there's certain people saying, oh, well, at least we're going to get the Epstein files. If Brett, listen, if there is a Democrat in the chat that think that we're going to get the Epstein files, I have some beachfront property I would like to sell you in Idaho because you're gullible. It's not happening. It's not happening, Brett.
No, listen, I've seen the property in which speak. Yeah, no, I feel you. If anybody wants to buy that from Santana, because we ain't buying this other bullshit.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like this was the time where both sides knew that whoever blinked first was gonna lose.
Yep.
Or at least that's what they thought. But both sides blinked and we all lost. That's why I said it's a lose-lose situation. Like there's no winners in the government opening back up, especially because there's no long-term deal. Like that's the rough part about all of this, Brett. The fact that the Republican Party can't lead. They have no idea how to actually govern. But people keep voting for them because they don't know what in the world to actually do with any type of progress. Anytime that they get a certain amount of progress, they think that, oh, life is too good. It's weird.
100%, 100%. But listen, I mean, we're not surprised. You all out here speaking facts and truth shit. So
yeah.
But I am going to drop back down, brother. I just want to stop by, show some love and everything. And just once again, verify, the people on the tube, they're scared.
They are. But I appreciate you, Brett.
Yes, sir. Love you, brother.
All right, love you more. W's in the chat for Brett, guys. W's in the chat for Brett. Also, W's in the chat for MAGA Cries. MAGA Cries sent a $2 donation to say, MAGA paying you on YouTube to make so much, to make as much sense as them buying you a Bud Light just to shoot it. I think that's what you're trying to say. But yeah, like that's literally their logic. Check this out. W's in the chat for Mike for the $5 super chat. Honcho is out for the night. Keep exercising your freedom of speech. Love you. Love one another. We're all in this fight together. We are. I love you as well. Thank you so much for $5 super chat. Check this guy out. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. STF. He said, "My B, it's Qatar and the DEMS at the height of power." MAGA would rather send me a super chat to try to talk to me from the super chat. They would rather pay to get a stupid one-liner off than actually request up and debate. That's the best you guys got. That's the best you guys got. Huh. Okay. Cool. Also, W's in the chat for Gigi. Gigi sent a $5 donation saying, I don't think people here know how to get on the TikTok. It's an application. TikTok is an application. All you got to do is download TikTok, get on the application, create an account, and request up. That's how you do it. I might have to set up a call-in line through my phone because I think this might be the only way that we can get them over here. I don't know. But again, if you're someone that disagrees with the background, get in the box. If you are someone that disagrees with the background, get in the box. We are only looking for some debates. We're only looking for people on the left, people on the right, anyone that thinks that, hey, opening the government was a good thing. Opening the government was a win. Open the government will do anything progressive. Opening the government, MAGA, DEMS, you all know that reopening the government is only going to cause more harm, right? You get it, right? You understand that it's going to cause more harm on both sides. There's a 60-minute interview that is coming out with these farmers, and they're still crying about Donald Trump and how he actually cut them off. But again, they overwhelmingly voted for Trump. Texas, do you disagree with the background?
So you're picking on both sides, the Dems and okay. I mean, I could
anyone that thinks it's a good thing that the government was opened back up.
There's two sides of the argument. One reason it's good is because it's going to help people with the holiday season. The bad thing about it is they're just kicking the can down the road, and then they're just going to end up having to deal with this again in January and then next year. In my opinion, I was thinking about this the other day. The end of the year, right before the holidays, is the worst time to deal with the budget, but that's just the way they have the system set up with the Congress and everything. So they should change that. That's the worst time. They should do it like during tax season or some shit like that. Not towards the holiday. So it's a good thing that people now have money and they can travel and go see their families. I get that. That's a great thing. But at the same time,
I disagree.
They're not. It's just kicking the can down the road. That's all it is.
Yeah, but my point is, there's no sufficient reason, right? There's nothing that you can really say that's like, oh, well, this is good enough. And yes, the holiday season is here, right? But think about this: we have a fascist in the White House.
It's
literal
subjective.
fascist. No.
A fascist is very subjective to say
It's
because you could twist the narrative in any way that you want it.
It's not. Do you know what fascism is?
Not off the top of my head, I don't.
Okay. So I'm just gonna say this. I don't say these words lightly, right? And I don't say things that I don't mean, and I don't say things that I don't know what it means. And when I say Donald Trump, is
exactly. As long as you're not throwing words around, people do that a lot.
So just FYI, fascism, a far-right authoritarian ultra-nationalism political ideology characterized by a dictatorial leader, centralized autocrat, militarism, forcible suppression of opponents, and strong regiment of society and the economy.
I agree. Now there is some checks and balances in the system that prevents him, because if we didn't have those checks and balances, of course there would be some worrying extremes that a president like this could go into a direction. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't know if I would say I'm a MAGA. Yeah, I don't really like the narrative or the title. I don't really kind of belong into that crowd, but I voted once for him.
Who'd you vote for in 2020?
I didn't vote the other 2 times, actually.
Okay. All right.
I voted this last time.
What made you vote this last time?
Because I actually seen that the things that he was doing, the things that he was saying, he was backing them up, and it wasn't just bullshit like the first 2 times that I thought he was just talking bullshit the first 2 times. And I'm like,
can you be specific?
Well, the first time he tried to fix the border, he tried to give out the checks during COVID. The fact that he showed interest, not just putting on a show, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, maybe everything that he was doing the first 2 times was just putting on a show, and it was just narcissistic behaviors. But I seen that it wasn't. This last time I just seen it wasn't like that, because this is his last time. If he wants, he could do whatever he wants right now in the White House. Technically, he could be way worse than what he is. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not saying
he wants right now.
What I'm saying is, it could be. He could really take advantage and do a lot of things, because he has control of the House and the Senate.
He's
the president, the White House. They have control of everything. They have control of everything. They can do whatever they really want.
Can you tell me one thing that he doesn't want to do that he's not doing?
I think he's poking the bear in a lot of different ways. I think he actually, the only thing I can think of that he wanted to do that he couldn't do recently, I was just thinking about this the other day. It was I think it was just like the Russia war and Ukraine, and he hasn't really made any progress on that. And he made promises before.
That's not something that he controls in the sense
that's
of
geopolitics.
Right. So let me break down a couple of things, because you said a lot of different things, right? Let me first and foremost tell you, what Donald Trump wanted to do when getting in office, two things. Wanted to stay out of jail. Did it. Wanted to make money. He's made $5 billion since coming back in office.
He made $1 billion off of the assassination and the selling of merchandise and all that. Yeah, trust me, I read about that.
Yeah, no. He's made $5 billion since actually.
Well, I don't know how much. I know that was like 2 months, 3 months after it happened. He made $1 billion.
Yeah. He's been actually like putting out these.
But that doesn't bother me.
Meme coins. It doesn't bother you that the president of the United States is not only using the office of the presidency to enrich himself. Wait, maybe it would bother you if you knew how
is he doing it. The question is, do we have the burden of proof of proving that he's intentionally doing it, or is it just a byproduct of the fact that he's a president?
Yes, we have the burden of proof.
Because he doesn't have any investments in the stock market. He sold all of them. You remember when he did that the first time, right?
Sure. Would you like for me to tell you how he's made his money? Because you said you don't know how, and I think it's really important that you know how he's made this money.
No, I didn't say. I didn't say I don't know how. What I'm saying, he's not intentionally doing it. It's just a byproduct of the fact that he's in the White House.
So how is he making his money?
If you go back to 2016, he sold all of the stocks before he became. No. It's really important because it supports.
I need you to focus on what I'm saying right here, right now. He's made $5 billion since coming back into office this year.
And what time frame? What time frame?
This year, since January.
Okay. Right now. Okay, so
Yes,
right now would be
5
today, this
billion.
week, this month. But this goes
5
back to
billion.
when? This
No.
goes back to last year, though.
No, it goes back to January. January. Listen to what I'm saying.
When was he almost
January.
assassinated? Okay, exactly. Okay.
Listen to what I'm saying. Stop for a second. Seriously, listen to what I'm saying. He was sworn into office on January 20th, 2025. Today is November 12th, 2025. Unless you're on the East Coast, then it's the 13th, but I'm on the West Coast. Since January 20th until November the 12th, he's made $5 billion. Now, would you like to know in that 10-month span how he's made a majority of that $5 billion?
Enlighten me.
Crypto.
Okay.
He's had multiple cryptocurrencies. And you know what's interesting about the cryptocurrency? The cryptocurrency, while being unregulated, has been sold to people all around the world. Foreign dignitaries, foreign actors have literally been buying Donald Trump's crypto coin. They've used that to gain access to him. He's had multiple crypto coins where if you buy a certain amount, then you actually get access to come to and have dinner with him at Mar-a-Lago. And there's no regulation about who can do it. So,
okay, which part do you want to focus? Which part do you want to focus on? You want to focus on the fact that he's made a lot of money in the crypto? Or
no, this is one part. This is one thing that he's enriched himself to the tune of $5 billion using crypto.
When did he create the crypto?
This year. He's created multiple crypto coins.
Is that illegal? I don't know. Is it?
It's not illegal. No.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's
the
just
president of the United States should be taking money from foreign. Do you think the president of the United States should be taking money from foreign actors?
It would just be in a subjective opinion. I could say,
yes or no
definitely.
Question. Do you think?
Yeah, I could say no. I'm going to say no because it's going to get influence, right? Well, yeah, there's a possibility of corruption there, even though he's already filthy rich, but that's not the point. But anyways, my opinion is subjective. It doesn't matter what I say or what my thought process is on it. It's minute. Okay, it's subjective. It's meaningless.
Weird that you're sitting here thinking that it's meaningless when, hey, fun fact, there is a Chinese billionaire that spent $24 million on Donald Trump crypto coin, right? But the interesting point is not the fact that it was either Chinese or Japanese. Sorry, I can't remember which one exactly. I have to look it up. But a billionaire who bought $24 million worth of Donald Trump's crypto coin. And you know what's like super interesting about that? When they actually did research to find out who this billionaire is, they couldn't actually find a person. They said the person was connected to this company, but going through all the chains of custody and tracking down to try to find who this person was, they can't find this person.
I'll look into it.
I'll
look into it. I don't mind.
Sure, you can look into it. Are you going to help? You going to help like find out who this mystery billionaire is that bought $24 worth of crypto?
Have you ever heard of that app called ground.com? You can just download it. But anyways, yeah, Ground News, yeah. So they show you all the spins that all the media outlets put and which ones are from the left, the right, and the center. centrists, right? So I'm curious where that information came from. So I'm going to check that later on. So it's really interesting that you told me that, because I have not heard that. So maybe it's something from the left. Because certain news articles and certain stories only come from the left that you will never see if you're mostly focusing on the center or the right's news cycle.
You just cited ground something, and I had to tell you it's ground news. Do you think that I'm someone that doesn't understand biases, leanings, and like firsthand,
Bias
secondary, tertiary sources? Like you don't think that I? Like
some people aren't
this information before I
aren't
say anything.
No. It's I wouldn't assume, because I don't know. I'm here listening to you, and I'm intently listening to you in a genuine way. So it's good that you corrected me on that. But if there is anything that I see, I'm definitely going to make a suggestion to you. Also correct you on that. So it's good that we keep each other accountable.
Yeah. The point that I'm making is Donald Trump has not only actively enriched himself, but he has led our country to this disastrous state that we're in right now, right? And when I say a disastrous state, I mean literally.
What would you consider disastrous? What would your opinion of disastrous be? Give me 3 examples, just 3 top examples off the top of your head.
Sure. Unemployment has
I want you to try. I want you.
You said give
I
me
want you
3.
to
I was giving you
genuinely.
3.
Oh, sorry. No, I want you to genuinely convince me. Yes. Sorry. So I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
You said give you 3. Yeah. Unemployment has spiked, specifically the black unemployment, specifically black women being unemployed. Inflation is up. And also the actual dollar has completely tanked.
Dollar value. Okay. So dollar value, unemployment, blacks, unfortunately, and then inflation, you said, right? Okay.
I mean, you can keep it general and say prices are up.
When you say spike, when you say spiked, what would be the definition of spike? Like 1%, 0.5%, 5%?
Under Joe Biden, under Joe Biden, the actual black unemployment rate had hit record lows twice.
What about
since Joe Biden, since Donald Trump has been back in office,
do you know what the numbers are?
Almost 5%.
Do you know what those numbers are under Biden? Yeah. Look it up under Trump's first term, Trump's second term, and under Biden's term, and we could see if it's a difference of 10%.
Why are you talking about first term and second term? What you keep trying to go back to Trump's first term, but like we're talking about what's happening now.
Okay, so if that's the case, then he's only been president for 9 months, 10 months.
He's been president for 10 months, and he's skyrocketed the unemployment rate.
Okay,
and not only has he skyrocketed the unemployment rate, what he's done.
But the thing is, if we're going to spit information out here, we have to know what the percentages and the data are before we jump to the next conversation. I don't mind talking about that as well.
Next conversation, you keep trying to go backwards, and I'm telling you, like unemployment is up. But sure, give me a second. Just stop for a second. Just stop.
It's good because we're talking about it. Why not go into it?
Just stop.
By the way, I try not to pay attention to the comments because I want to make sure that I have a conversation between you and me, Santana. The comments, I had to actually turn them off. I turned them back on to see if anybody was actually speaking anything, but I actually had to turn them off. It's a little bit distracting.
So it looks like well, this is the last bit of information because they haven't been reporting due to the shutdown. But the black unemployment rate as of September was 7.5%. 7.5%.
As of last month. Okay.
Yeah, that was in September.
Okay.
Now, as of
that was under who? Trump. Yeah. So what about Biden?
Yeah, that's where I was going. Under Joe Biden, it was, let me get the specific number here. I see under Joe Biden, it was 4%.
All right, so it's 3.5%
4% to 7.5%.
in 9 months.
Yes.
Okay, so if we don't want to go back in the past, but we do want to cover these percentages, it takes anywhere from 12 to 18 months for economic conditions to affect the economy, whether it's political, geopolitical, whether it's systematic,
How long does it
financial.
take to tell if people are losing their jobs?
Depends on how fast the unemployment rate rises within a 6-month period. Usually if it's a 0.5%, it usually signals that the economy is deteriorating, but the unemployment rate is what, 4.5 right now?
They actually, well, we don't know what it is right now. I mean, because again,
I mean, the real, not the U3. There's a difference between the 3 different ones that they have set up.
right,
And
but
in
what I'm
my
saying is
opinion,
we
I think
haven't
it's
been
bullshit.
getting any actual reportings from the Bureau of Labor and Statistics.
Oh yeah, we don't know what it is. It could be up another 2.2%.
But there's multiple markets and indicators that have already told us that there's been about 1 million jobs lost since Trump has been in office. And even more so, the October job numbers are supposed to be some of the worst job numbers that are coming out.
I mean, look, we could pick on both when it comes to the unemployment numbers. They falsified 1 million jobs last year, even if that's factual.
Who
under
falsified
Biden,
1 million jobs?
The last who was it? The BLS administrator.
Who said that?
Bureau of Labor, the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Wait. Are you talking about that the redoing that Trump just like put out a couple of months ago?
Whenever you remember the woman he fired and replaced with a different BLS administrator, director. Yeah, so they said that there was 1 million jobs falsified under Biden, but they have the data to back it up.
They don't. Who actually pulled that data?
The BLS is factual. So if anybody wants to make an educated decision,
who pulled that data?
The BLS.
No,
the government.
The guy that stood in the White House with Donald Trump and said, "Oh, they had been overestimating those numbers." Who pulled that data?
Oh, you mean the individual person or the?
Yes.
Oh, I wouldn't know who that person is. I don't.
The Heritage Foundation.
Yeah.
Literally, Donald Trump tapped the Heritage Foundation to pull more information about job numbers. And you know what the interesting thing about job numbers are?
Multiple sources is fine. That's fine if you have multiple sources.
Do you know what the Heritage Foundation is?
I wouldn't know it off the top of my head.
Are you being disingenuous?
No, not at all.
Okay. The Heritage Foundation is a far-right organization that has literally been behind some of the most massive moves within the United States history within the last 60 years, but even more so driving the right. The Heritage Foundation started 60 years trying to overthrow Roe v. Wade, right? And for the last 60 years, that's been their primary objective. The Heritage Foundation made a deal with Donald Trump that if they help him get elected, then he would appoint Supreme Court justices that would allow them to overturn Roe, which he did. And so that's why he appointed the 3 Supreme Court justices who were on a short list from the Heritage Foundation, and he elected all 3. J.D. Vance was literally handpicked by the Heritage Foundation. The Heritage Foundation wrote Project 2025. And not only did the Heritage Foundation write Project 2025, and Donald Trump said he didn't know anything about Project 2025, the Heritage Foundation actually wrote it. And then when Donald Trump got in office, he hired multiple people that wrote Project 2025 from the Heritage Foundation, and they've now implemented 60% of Project 2025. So when I say the Heritage Foundation, it's not just some type of multiple source. It is the far right group.
Let me ask you this:
shifting the actual political party.
I get the narrative and the
It's not a narrative. It's literally the truth.
I mean, that could be subjective depending on who you ask, though.
No. Do you know who Brandon Carr is?
No, I don't know who that is.
Brandon Carr is the head of the FCC, currently the head of the FCC. Would you like to know what Brandon Carr did before being the head of the FCC?
I want to write his name down and check who he is because I don't know who that is. No. But anyways, who is he?
Brandon Carr was a part of the Heritage Foundation and literally wrote the FCC portion of Project 2025. He literally wrote what the FCC should be doing in Project 2025, and now he's the head of the FCC.
Okay, all right. So hold on a second. Before we go any further, so I mean, there's so many different things here I've written down in the last like 20 minutes that you've talked about and mentioned. I'm gonna have to do some research on quite a few of these different things. I mean, but what's your degree in? What degrees do you have? Is it economics? Is it business? What is it?
Let's just say business. I don't want to talk about all of them.
Oh, okay, got it. All right. So, I mean, this is some really good information. I'm curious to see what news outlets are covering these different subjects and materials, and I'm really curious what the spin is and the narrative is. I'm curious what the difference in material that I'm going to read about whenever I read into all of these.
What spin do you think could be as far as like Project 2025 being written by?
I mean, there's a lot of misdirection in all the news out. I don't care where you get your media from.
No, what spin though could be that Brendan Carr, the current head of the FCC.
I got to research that. I got to find out what that's about.
But like, I'm just speculating, right? What spin could there be? Brendan Carr, the head of the FCC, wrote the FCC portion of Project 2025. Where's the spin there?
I don't know anything about 2025. I don't.
You don't know anything about Project 2025.
I've heard about it, but I always thought it was just some cult group or conspiracy theorist fringe group that part of
you thought it
both
was
sides
or QAnon,
something like that. Yeah, I don't pay attention to that stuff. I don't get involved in conspiracy theories or bullshit, nonsensical drivel that doesn't affect me. You should go read
Project 2025. It's what is it? 600 some odd pages. I used to know the number right off the top of my head. I think it was like 691, and I read it. And did you know that Donald Trump was mentioned 322 times in Project 2025?
I mean, he's well known. He's a public. He's well-known public figure. I wouldn't see why.
932 or 923. Yeah, it was a lot. It's not about Trump being well known.
Let me ask you a question.
Hold on.
Are you more?
It's not about Trump being well known. It's about the fact that they wrote.
He's a public figure.
No, it's not about him being a public figure. The point of Project 2025 was a guidebook to ensure that the next Republican president that came into power would be able to shift the complete dynamic of the governmental system. That's the point.
Yeah, it's called progressivism. I don't know about the 2025, but I do support
there's nothing progressive about the right, but that's not the point. The point
but
being,
you know what progressivism is, right? Versus conservatives and versus the left and the right.
That's not what it was,
right? Okay, so we can talk about that. Why not?
That's not what it was.
Why are you saying it's fine? Why can't we talk about that?
I want to finish my sentence.
My man, I've been intently, genuinely listening to everything you have to say and adding valuable input. But if I'm just going to sit here and listen,
you haven't added any valuable input because you keep saying you don't know anything about these things I'm talking about.
Yeah, but we all have different information that we want to talk about and different topics and knowledge that we have.
I'm going to finish my sentence and then you give me the information that you have and we can talk about the information and the topic that you have. So let me finish my sentence. The point that I'm making is the reason why they mentioned Trump's name over 300 times in Project 2025 is because it is a guidebook for the next president to be able to reshape the government and centralize power under the executive branch in order to actually reshape the government and the idea that they want. And so they mentioned Donald Trump's name over 300 plus times because this is specifically something that they thought was going to go into the hands of Donald Trump. And the only way to keep Donald Trump's attention is to mention Donald Trump. Anyway, let me read these off and then you can tell me what you want to talk about. W's in the chat for MAGA cries for the $2 donation saying Dems folding and voting to reopen the government causes us to lose all momentum and morale that we got from the general elections. It's like a kick in the face. Exactly. Like that's the entire point. Any Democrat that's celebrating this as a win is completely lost. Like it's not even close. W's in the chat for the other discussive veteran who said, fascism is not subjective. It's not. I didn't even get to go into the 14 tenets of fascism. We went so far away. we went so far away from all of this.
I have a lot of questions.
Subjective. It's been defined
you.
and quantified, and it's quantifiable. Look up the definition. MAGAs who refuse to learn definitions are almost worse than candid bone spurs. You can insult our intelligence. Exactly. W's in the chat for the other discussive veteran. Mods. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Mods. Dang it. Why does it keep doing that? Mods on YouTube, please get to work. YouTube is wild. I'm telling you, I'm sorry, the other discussive veteran, but they're all over there.
Yeah, that's how actually
to come over here and debate.
Yeah, I was on YouTube when I seen you, so then I hopped over here.
Oh, okay. W's in the chat for GG for the $2 donation saying the YouTube maggots have Obama trauma. I believe it. W's in the chat for the super chats.
I mean, I don't doubt that.
Look, if any. You have an echo.
Me? Oh shit, it's my charger.
If anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links and the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks For You. Santana Speaks For You is the best way to support the live. Everything's accepted, anything's appreciated. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. All right, you said that you had something you were going to say or something specific, or where we're going.
Yeah, so I don't know if I came across this video a few months ago about the entire political spectrum going back to since the Constitution was born, and there's a lot of myths with the political parties, but there's a lot of power shifts and a lot of subgroups that form alongside both parties over the last 250 plus years, right? So there's actually a map that you can actually look at on YouTube that talks about all this. And I went back and I studied it for several days, and I thought it was really interesting on how the parties have really diverged and certain groups come together, but it all depends on what is being talked about, and it depends on what's going on in the politics and the government at any given time during the last 250 years. And things have really changed drastically. And I find it interesting because when a group is against the status quo, against the elitist in the government, and there's a certain power structure that has maintained power over the last, roughly.
Stop.
What?
Are you saying that the Republicans, MAGA currently, like this group is against the elitists and the establishment?
Well, what is the establishment? I know what the answer is, but I was about to tell you that.
Well, I just want to highlight the fact that they are the establishment, right?
The establishment is what Obama created, and which was carried over from Clinton.
How long has Donald Trump been the head of the Republican Party?
What, since 15?
10 years. 10 years. He's literally the establishment. How many billionaires? How many billionaires? How many billionaires?
5 of those years. 5 of those years.
How many
been in the White
billionaires?
House?
How many? Yeah, so and he's
that's
still
not quantifiable.
He's still will power while not being in the White House because he was still the head of the party.
But who had control of the White House and the Senate and the Congress though? No, it wasn't Trump.
Do you have to have the White House, the Senate, and the Congress, the willpower?
Do the math. Do the math. Wait, Obama.
Stop.
How many years?
Stop.
8.
Think about this.
Biden. 4.
Hey, Texas. Do you have to be in power to will political power within a party? Yes or no?
So Trump had more power over Biden.
Do you have to
during his 4 years? Is that what you're saying?
Do you have to be in power to will political power within a party? Yes or no?
So you're telling me that Trump had power over Biden for 4 years?
Do you have to be in power?
I'm answering your question with a question. There's nothing wrong with
within a party.
There's nothing wrong with answering a question with a question. Do you have a problem with that? Yes or no?
Absolutely something wrong with answering a question with a question. That's not how you answer a question.
That is subjective. That is subjective.
Do you have to be in power?
I answered your question already. You don't have to repeat the same question.
You did not. It's a yes or no answer.
You just don't like my answer. That's the problem.
Because it's a question. It's not an answer.
Because it contradicts what your statement. That's what it.
Answer the question directly. Do you have to be in power, to wield political power within a party? Yes or no, Texas?
You're not going to get a yes or no from me, my man. Sorry. I'm not going to play the
That was the stupidest shit I've ever heard. You can't answer a yes or no question, then what are you doing here? The fuck are we even doing? Zeus, do you disagree with the background?
Don't get upset or nothing. I just want to ask a question because I just started watching you.
Though?
I think that it's going to hurt us in the long run if they reopen Congress.
Should they reopen the government? Yes or no?
No.
What's your quick question?
I started watching you Tuesday. I love your content and I followed you. Do you think that, because this is something that I heard at the beginning before last year, you know, that Donald Trump wants to become a dictator?
Yes. He's a wannabe authoritarian. He's definitely a fascist. He meets all 14 tenets of fascism and the core 9 principles of fascism. He's talked about consolidating power. He's attempted to consolidate power. He's talked about violating the Constitution and also eliminating the Constitution. He has a bunch of loyalists around him, including the head of the Department of Justice, the Secretary of Defense, and also the Supreme Court, who has ruled with him on like emergency appeals 24 out of 26 times. I say all that to say he is creating his own personal Gestapo with ICE and trying to weaponize them in order to be able to, do all these things that he wants to do. Now, the pushback to all of that is one key principle of authoritarianism is being able to get the buy-in from the people. And Donald Trump's ratings are in the toilet. And unless he can get more voter approval, more approval from the general public, it's harder to actually implement those plans. So while he wants to be an authoritarian, while he wants to be a dictator, there are things standing in the way at the moment.
Well, do you think that it will get to a point where he really wants to send everybody back to their country? Like people that's never been to Africa, he wants to send them back to Africa.
No. What they're trying to do is create a plutocracy. They want to increase the working class so the ultra wealthy can have a more sufficient worker base. That's why they're looking to decrease the minimum age for people to be able to work. That's why they are looking to increase the age for people to retire. That's why they're trying to do all of these additional things like quote unquote bring back manufacturing, which are lower income paying positions that would force people to be more reliant, creating more of an impoverished state, more of an impoverished working class. One of the caveats of the big beautiful bill, it was the largest wealth transfer in US history. And so doing all these things will create enough worker bees that will allow them to live comfortable and continue to run the country. So while I do think they're hateful and specifically targeting undocumented immigrants is just because they need a boogeyman, but also they're not deporting undocumented immigrants. They're using them for free slave labor.
Okay. I appreciate you listening to me.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming up. I appreciate you.
I believe in eating knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely.
The more you
your
learn,
Yorkie?
the more. Yes.
That's a cute Yorkie.
Thank you. He bad, but I love him.
Yeah. Thank you. You have a wonderful evening.
You also, sir.
Tanya, do you disagree with the background? Tanya, do you disagree with the background? I think Tanya's asleep. Sorry, I put Tanya to sleep. I apologize, Tanya. Debbie's in the chat for the other discussion veteran for the $5 super chat to say, remember when they called Obama an elitist but refused to call Mango an elitist? They're sucking oxygen and IQ points from my brain. Yes. Yes. They're horrible. They all are. Guys, thank you for the donation, guys. If anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. Everything's accepted. Anything's appreciated. If you're over on the YouTubes, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out. Guys, request up if you disagree with the background. We are looking for some debates, and the last one that we kind of had wasn't really a debate. It was really bad faith. I would love, love, love to talk to someone who disagrees with the fact that reopening the government is a bad thing. Reopening the government is a bad thing. If you think that reopening the government will do anything good, it doesn't matter if you are a Democrat, if you're a Republican, if you think that reopening the government was a good thing, get in the box.
That's
one.
me.
Okay.
Hey. Okay. So I feel like this is just what I'm observing. I'm seeing a lot of people that I'm guessing are liberals, maybe leftists, if I even understand what leftists are. I feel like a lot of them thought that Democrats were able to do something during the government shutdown if they actually just like did it. I feel like people thought that the Democrats could do something and that they chose not to do it to save healthcare. I don't think people really understood that Democrats did fight for healthcare. And people don't realize that they had to rely on the Republicans to negotiate or find a compromise with them to pass a bill that would allow for health insurance premiums to not go up and for the Affordable Care Act to be passed. I mean, I think like people didn't understand that. And so like people are saying that they're weak and that they gave up, but they also didn't realize who exactly federal employees are. They don't really realize that federal employees includes like the TSA, air traffic controllers, a lot of people, National Weather Service, the U.S. Geological Survey. Like all those people were not being paid. They went 2.5 paychecks of not getting any money. They received 2 full paychecks that were $0. I didn't mean to say full, but 2 $0 paychecks and only a partial. And they didn't realize that they weren't even getting paid. And it's like, so at what point, when there's no chance that the Republicans are going to negotiate, they even stated that they weren't going to, at what point does somebody do the right thing and open up the government so that people could get their benefits and their paychecks?
Okay. I had a question for you before we get started. Your name says One. What can I call you?
One. One is fine.
I mean, you have like a normal name I can call you?
Garrett.
Garrett. I like that name.
Thanks.
Garrett. Garrett. And just to understand your political leanings, are you a Democrat or are you a Republican?
I'm Democrat.
Okay, cool. All right. Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
It was a cop-out. It was a weak, spineless cop-out by the Democratic Party. And the reason why I say that is because they don't hold any political power whatsoever, right? They don't have the House, they don't have the Senate, they don't have the White House, they don't have the Supreme Court. They don't have any assurances, none. They don't have assurances that that the ACA subsidies are going to be extended. They don't have any assurances that the Republican Party will renegotiate anything. They don't have anything. But more than that, right? Think about this. There hasn't been a piece of legislation passed by the Republican Party in the last 60 years that has done anything to benefit normal Americans.
Yeah.
And the problem that we have is that the Republican Party keeps getting in power and they fuck shit up. And then the Democrats have to come in and fix it. And then the American public forget that the Republicans fuck shit up. And then they vote the Republican Party back in. And then the Republican Party fucks shit up again. And then the Democrats have to come back in to fix it. And then the American public forgets again. It's a vicious cycle. And them acquiescing just repeats this vicious cycle. And while I feel for people that are missing paychecks, while I feel for people that are missing food, while I feel for people that are hurting, there's a subset of the country that have very short memories. People forgot how bad things were in COVID. And they forgot that Donald Trump led over 1 million Americans to lose their lives. The revisionist history put these people in a headlock, and they brought Donald Trump back. And they continue to support Donald Trump. And I say all this to say, I go back to my toddler analogy. If you have a toddler throwing a temper tantrum on the floor, at some point, you have to stop coddling them. The Democratic Party continues to coddle the Republican Party, and them giving in harms everyone.
I agree to an extent, but I do feel like some people are starting to catch on, and my evidence for that is the blue wave that happened in the midst of the shutdown. So,
I think even more of a reason why they shouldn't have gave in. Like that, that should speak to the fact that people are sick and tired of what's happening. Not only you're right, the blue wave that happened in the general election, but you can talk about the multiple polls and studies like have continued to come out, and everyone is blaming the Republican Party for the shutdown. And not only is it just, online chatter or things like that, but people actually showed up in mass. You can take a look at the No Kings protest. You can take a look at people getting out and voting. You can take a look at all of these different things. And the Democratic Party saw all of this momentum, looked it dead in the face and said, you know what? We give up. They're not willing to fight for us. Why should we keep fighting for them?
I don't know. Still what I'm seeing is now that people are actually kind of finally fine-tuned in, I still think that at some point people are going to realize, well, at the end of the day, the Democrats did try to fight for our health insurance, and they couldn't be successful because the Republicans refused to compromise on that.
They're not. You know why they won't?
I'm not so sure.
You know why they won't?
Because if they're already seeing that Republicans
why they won't?
Are at fault for the shutdown,
Garrett,
then I think people are a little bit more open to saying,
they won't?
Well, I'm finishing my thought here.
Yeah, I know, but
I think a lot of people are still open to the fact.
Sure, but Garrett,
that
why they won't?
This really was the Republicans that truly betrayed the Americans.
You know why they won't?
And they are truly the enemy. They are the true betrayers.
Garrett.
And
Garrett, now you're just
honestly, people were still in the find out.
You know why they won't? The reason why they won't, Garrett, is because the Democrats don't know how to have any type of message. They don't message at all. And the Republican Party will lie their ass off. They take Donald Trump. I've said this a million times. Donald Trump is the type of person not to take credit for something that he didn't do. Donald Trump is the type of person to see you buy a pair of shoes and then for the rest of your life tell you, I bought you those shoes. The Democratic Party has no idea to utilize this moment and create an effective message that carries to 2026 and 2028. And people have short memories and they will forget. Now, Garrett, you can speak.
Actually, give me 1 minute here. Sorry, I'm going to stay on, but hold on a second. I'm at the drive-through window.
Tell him he can speak. That's when he stops yapping. Guys, I don't know what's going on with the likes over here on TikTok. I'm assuming that they're just not liking. I don't know. Like, we're at 11,000 likes. It's wild. I have no idea what's going on. Tap the screen. Also, can we knock out the daily gift goal? It's little finger hearts. It's little finger hearts. Can we knock those out, please? Maybe that'll help. Also, if anyone would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. Everything's accepted, anything's appreciated. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. But make sure you're liking the stream as well over on YouTube. We only have 162 likes, but we have over 500 plus people. We should have at least 1 like per person. I know there's a lot of MAGA trolls over on the YouTubes, but make sure you hit that like button as well. And make sure you hit that follow button. With that being said, if you disagree with the background, get in the box. We are looking for some debate. So only request up if you disagree with the background. Garrett? Garrett? Bueller.
Oh, sorry.
Bueller.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. I mean, my points, like, honestly, the way I feel about this is kind of more of like a feeling. It's like a gut intuition that I feel like Democrats did the right thing. It is like, I mean, I honestly feel like at the end of the day, how long were we going to continue to withhold paychecks and SNAP benefits?
As long as we needed to. Like,
So
you know what?
But,
See, this is the thing.
To that point, like, so just screw all the federal employees and SNAP recipients? Let them lose all money and go starving? Isn't that because, look, this is what was going to happen. Democrats were going to continue to hold the line up into the point that the Affordable Care Act was going to end anyway. Mm-hmm. So you would have those number of people affected. You would have all the federal employees and SNAP recipients not getting their paychecks or benefits. So you would have that additional amount of people. Then you still were going to have all the people. Like, I don't think the Republicans were going to cave. No way was that going to happen, because I feel like another thing people weren't considering is Republicans underneath the Trump administration. There's absolutely no way that they were going to do something that was in favor of Americans, and whether or not
Wait, Garrett, all right, Garrett, you got to stop talking at some point. You like you're steamrolling.
No, I got to finish my thought. I don't
know how fucking long your thought is, but you got to cut it off at somewhere. Pinch that thing off. Pinch it off. Holy shit, I forgot what I was about to say because you were yapping for so long. You have
to think about the constituents.
Garrett, what the fuck, dude? I don't even remember what I was about to say, like, genuinely. And I normally don't just forget what I'm about to say.
Why are
like
you angry at me for wanting to finish?
Because you were yapping, bro. Is this your first time on a live?
I didn't see anything wrong with what I was saying.
I didn't say anything was wrong with what you're saying, but this is not a dialect. You're standing on you're standing on a soapbox. You're standing on a soapbox. Stop. Stop. Do you even remember the first thing that you said when you started yapping? Oh, wait, I remember. Don't even start talking. I remember. You said, should people continue just to lose their SNAP benefits and government officials not be paid? And I said, yes. My point being is that in order to get any type of real change, there has to be some type of sacrifice.
I mean, in your own chat,
literally still speaking, Garrett. Do you not know how a conversation works? What the fuck is wrong? Hey, you yap. What is wrong with you? Garrett, have some self-control. How old are you, Garrett?
You're equating.
Garrett, stop.
You're equating
Stop.
to government.
Stop it.
That's not the
Jeez Louise. Garrett, your privilege is showing right now. Stop it. Fucking stop it.
No, I had a
stop.
And I wanted to finish what I was.
No, I'm gonna throw a temper tantrum. Garrett, listen.
That's your
bud. Listen.
You get.
Guess what? If you
Getting
don't
angry.
stay on mute, I'm gonna kick you.
It's not my problem.
And then I'm gonna say what I have to say anyway. So you can either stop and I can say what I have to say, and then we can continue our conversation, or I can kick you and I will say what I have to say. Now, with that being said, in order to be able to have any type of change or to get anything done, there has to be some willing to sacrifice. And while I understand that there were people hurting and there were people in need, there was support and people getting behind people. You saw people raising money to donate to food banks. You saw people reaching out and helping other people. Literally, my community helped multiple people with mutual aid in order to get them through this time to do what they want. And while I am not a big proponent of, well, everyone needs to help take care of other people because the government aren't doing what they're supposed to do, the majority of the people were ready to fight the fight. And the Democratic establishment gave up. They quit on us after we showed that we were ready to lock in and actually fight. That's the point. Now you may speak.
How can you fight when the other people aren't going to participate, period?
Okay. The reason, or the way that you fight when the other people aren't going to participate is that you continue to run your race. And at some point, they have to change their stance, because it's not just, oh, the Democrats are hurting, even though they tried to portray it as only Democrats are hurting. The entire country was hurting. The Republican Party were turning on their Republicans. That's why Republicans didn't want to do town halls. Literally, their base was turning on them. We're giving them an out to take pressure off their base. And if the pressure on their base is relieved, then the base isn't going to say anything to them. And it repeats that same cycle.
Do you think that the Republicans cared that their base was turning on them?
Yes.
And you really thought that they were actually going to negotiate with Democrats?
Yes.
When?
I don't have a time frame. I legitimately don't know a time frame, but the one thing that I can call out, because I was going to make a video about this, but I've been a little lazy about my videos. But there's a trove of Republicans who have started to come out and speak out against what this Trump administration was doing and the direction they were leading, including multiple senators, and starting to say like, hey, it's the Republican Party's fault. They're blaming us for the shutdown. And so you were seeing that shift because of the pressure that was being placed on them.
And you really thought, I mean, have you really thought into like what serious consequence it is for airline travel in the US to be a mess?
Yep.
I don't believe you. You know, honestly, like, how can you just withhold paychecks and SNAP benefits?
You know what's
and
funny?
Let that responsibility be on you.
You know what's funny, Garrett? Like, you've been up here and you've said that multiple times, and you've shown your privilege in like multiple ways, right? The one thing that I'll tell you, as someone who has literally had to depend on SNAP benefits and literally have people that I directly know, love, and care about that still depend on SNAP benefits, I'm telling you, it was worth it. It was literally worth it. You can talk about people missing paychecks. You can talk about people missing SNAP benefits. What's going to happen is that folding leads to more harm than what's already happening by keeping the government shut down. That's the point.
Did you ever go a time where you didn't get your SNAP benefits?
Yes.
Okay. Well, do you think other people were able to sustain themselves with them not getting benefits?
No. I know for a fact there's a lot of people that continue to be hurt. That's why me and my community pitched in. That's why people like Erica and Hector and other people, even around social media, did food bank drives. That's why Joey was out collecting money and taking food to local food banks. That's why other people actually stood up and helped people that needed help, because we knew that there were going to be plenty of people that weren't going to be able to actually make it. And so we pulled together to do what we can do. I say all that to say, I understand people were missing paychecks, and I understand people were missing SNAP benefits. It was still worth it.
Now, what is this about you're saying that I was showing my privilege? What are you
your
talking
white privilege.
about? How? By talking?
Yeah, you literally came onto my platform and told me that you get to continue to talk, even though the host is telling you to talk. And then you started to talk about, well, people are missing paychecks and people are missing SNAP benefits, as if a black man wouldn't know about missing or lacking or not having. That's weird. That, like, you're literally letting your privilege show.
You put all that on me.
No,
because
it was you
in your
actually
eyes,
doing
the
it.
one thing that I did wrong was had an opinion that lasted a little bit longer than 30
I didn't care
seconds.
about your opinion. What I cared about is the fact that
yeah,
as
you
the
didn't
host
care,
of-
so that's why you cut me off.
I didn't care about your opinion lasting.
So then why having me up here if my opinion's going to take a second?
I don't care about you having an opinion. What I do care about is, as the
You
host,
definitely care because you got angry at me.
As the host, if I say that it's time for you to stop talking so I can actually speak, and like, I didn't drop them, you got dropped. But as a host, if I say that it's time for you to stop talking so I can speak, that's what happens, right? You have to understand how a conversation works. And white men particularly, for some reason, not for some reason, I know why, like, fuck. But white men particularly, they walk into every single room and they feel like that they own every single room. And so no matter what, they can say or do whatever they want. They think that they are at the front of the line and everyone else has to fall behind. But the funny thing is, Garrett, is this is my live. This is not your live. This is my live. So you don't get to do that. But I didn't drop you, Garrett. That was my hitter. My hitter took you out. My hitter took you out. So there's that. Guys, tap the screen, share the live, tap the screen, share the live. If anyone like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and links are in the bio. W's in the chat for MAGA Cries for another $2 said, Dems are naive if they actually think that Republicans are going to vote to extend the ACA in December. Very naive about that. Very, very naive if they believe that. Like, it doesn't make sense. W's in the chat for Vivi for the GOAT trophy. Also, Cat Lays for the 2 jewels and another 2 jewels. Thank you so much. Guys, if anyone else likes Sport Live, you can do so. And with the pay links and the links are in the bio or super chat. Also, guys, look up at the top. If you see the word follow, that means you're not following me. Hit that follow button. Hit that follow button. Make sure you actually hit that follow button and follow the main account as well. Follow backup, follow the main. We're on the backup. Hey, Kay.
Hey, I know that the likes aren't working on TikTok right now, but if you still are liking the live, they're actually counting. They're just not showing. So appreciate if you would keep doing that and then share out the live. And for, what was that guy's name? The one?
Garrett.
Garrett, just so you know, that was me. I did that. But I did want to talk about something that I think a lot of people are missing when it's like the versus the SNAP benefits versus healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to throw out a term that a lot of people don't know, and that is temporarily abled. And it's something that people should really start thinking about, because when people are, when we're born and we're children, we're reliant on, our parents. And then as we get older, it's only a matter of time of when it becomes when you need your health care. We don't talk about how not only do people need health care who have disabilities day in and day out and are working through their conditions and working on obtaining health care, but we forget constantly about what day will it be that we end up having a disability, the time that we need to seek medical attention. And so a lot of people who are able-bodied and are not seeking mental health, at this current time, think, oh, well, if I have, a high premium and a high deductible plan, that's fine because I don't need to go to the doctor. I'm well. That's the way that it is. But one thing, one accident, one fall, even if you're in healthy condition, one heart attack, a diagnosis of cancer out of nowhere. These are all things that you are going to need your health care for. And as people keep talking about, how people should spend their SNAP benefits before they get them, that they should only be able to buy quote unquote healthy foods. Well, then we should start looking at the system of food deserts and food swamps before you ever start telling people that they have to spend it on a specific thing. So I'm just asking people to think a little bit more broad. If you're able-bodied, we do this a lot. It's very easy to bypass things that we don't have to think about. And healthcare is something that you never know. It might not even be your fault. Some dangerous driver, one accident, that's it. You need healthcare. And you can't be thinking about having to pay 50 and 60% of what you get paid in order for it. People are already living that paycheck to paycheck. Most people are one paycheck away from something drastically happening to them. And I'm grateful for our community. You guys have come out so hard and really helped Erica's community, Hector's community, Joey's community. I know we don't do, a lot of other creator, like talk on our channel, but specifically just community is so important. And I think it's something that we just need to keep fighting for. And then there's always that one piece that people keep forgetting about, and that's pre-existing conditions and what the ACA did for that. Because if we go back to the other system, it's going to be detrimental for the people who seek healthcare in our country. So temporary ableism, or temporary able, just think about it. Temporarily abled, because at some point you're going to need extended healthcare. And we really should have been stronger, and I'm not even a Democrat, but we should have been stronger in this area.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree
That's
more.
all I got for you tonight.
Thank you, Kay. I appreciate you.
Oh, hold on, I gotta find this this one guy who's still just crying, just really having a hard time.
Is that the one, the guy that you dropped, Garrett?
Yeah, I just didn't.
Hold on. Wait, no. Oh, no. I was about to say bring him back up.
Nope. No. No more toy. Okay, bye-bye.
You never get to have no fun. That's why I have a problem with like Democrats. Like, you guys are soft crash outs. Again, if you're a Democrat, you might as well be a Republican. You're a fucking soft crash out. He said he was over the so-called fun. Yeah, I know, but I wanted to. Yeah, I know. I know. He bored you. He was so pompous. He was absolutely pompous.
Judy made her bed and she came over here and I laid down on my stomach and he got on the bed. He messed up all her bed. The blankets.
I don't think this person needs to be here. Holy smokes! I had to hurry up and drop. Are you leftist? Yeah, I am. I am a leftist. Absolutely a leftist. All power to all the people except Ralph. I don't know what Ralph did to make Solid mad, but apparently it's fuck Ralph. If anybody knows what Ralph did to piss Solid off, please let me know. Does anybody know what Ralph did to piss Solid off? Yeah, fuck Steve too. Oh.
Hi.
Hello, Keith. Do you disagree with the background?
I just have like questions real quick.
Do you disagree with the background?
I kind of do.
In what way?
Okay, so like I'm questioning if like disability will be like canceled or like if like active like people's active healthcare will be like that's what I have questions about. Sorry. I'm not really
disagree with the background, you just have questions.
Like kind of disagree. Like what if people can't get their disability if the government is shut down?
Disability payments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like are they going to continue if the government shut down?
Yeah. Appropriations without the government being open will not flow, and Donald Trump is actively fighting against any type of emergency fund. See, the funny thing about this, and like even with SNAP benefits, right? We have emergency funds in place for just this type of thing, and we have preparations for things like this, but the Trump administration doesn't give a shit about that. All right. I mean, they were focused on doing maximum harm. And that's why they look to block and stop certain funds from being released. And so when it comes to the actual disability funds and what can or can't be released or whatever the case may be, once appropriations run out, then yes, they would stop until they're actually allocated or a continuous resolution was extended. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I do not disagree then. Like as long as they try to figure out the healthcare and the disability and stuff.
Well, but see, this is the thing. With the actual this is why I say like it's bigger than just one thing. This administration, since being back in office, has actively harmed millions of Americans in multiple ways. And while holding up the actual CR and not being willing to extend the subsidies, they basically used the harm that they knew that was going to happen to everyone else's byproduct as a weapon. And so that's why they didn't want any of the additional like benefits to go out. They wanted to keep everything from going out because then they can maximize the amount of pain that was being felt by the American citizens, thinking that that would turn them against the Democrats, not realizing that it was turning them against them. But that's also until like, I don't think people understand how big of a deal this is going to be with losing the subsidies for the ACA. Like our healthcare system is literally on life support, and the Republican Party isn't doing anything to help it. And if our healthcare system crashes, which it's already on track to because of the multiple amount of like rural hospitals that have already shut down, and the additional cost that is going to occur from people not actually having health insurance. Like if our healthcare system crashes, the rest of our country will crash. Like this is really bad. So that's the thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's all I just had questions about, was like the disability and seeing if like everyone will still get their like benefits like still.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Debbie's in the chat for Kiki. Kiki, I love you more. Thank you for the 5, Kiki. Kiki, I haven't talked to you in forever. Like I didn't. You're like a ninja. You just sneak in, and then like I never see you when you come in, and I haven't spoken to you in forever. But Debbie's in the chat for Kiki. I love you, Kiki. Rookie, do you disagree with the background? Rookie, do you disagree with the background? All right, Rookie, I'm going to drop you guys. If anyone would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and links are in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Best way to support the live. Anything's accepted, everything's appreciated. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat. I will read that out. Keep tapping the screen because it's counting for something, right? Last but not least, look up at the top. If you see that word follow, thank you for the heart hands. If you see that word follow, it means you're not following me. Hit that follow button. Hit the follow button. This is the backup account. Also follow the main account. Make sure you're following both. Make sure you're following both. Let's see here. Is there, I don't know if this person is going to load. Let's see. I'm just going to drop this person. I don't think they're going to load. So it looks like we're I don't know what's going on. I think we're at the point where yes, it's 18 plus. All TikTok live is 18 plus. You have to be 18 years old or older in order to join TikTok live. I think we're at the point of the TikTok point of the live where I've dominated everyone. And I know this is a little bit different because normally it's just MAGA. And the thing is, MAGA doesn't have the guts to get up here. So there's that. Gene, I'm not reading this out. I will send you your $1 back. I refuse. I refuse to read that out. W's in the chat for Gene for the $1, but I'll send it back. I'm not reading that out. Too soon. W's in the chat for Skip. What up, Skip? For the $2 donation saying it's all about Project 2025. I already knew who you were. All right, guys, this is what I want to do. Because I think the disagreement portion is over. Is there anyone else that disagrees with the background? Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone else that thinks that it is a good idea? Anyone else that thinks it's a good, let's talk about killing Christians in Nigeria. You show me where it's happening. Yeah. Prove it. Prove it. Rookie, prove it. If you can't prove it, I don't want to talk about it. How are the e-files fake? The e-files aren't fake. The hope that we're going to get them is fake. That's it. Tis it, tis all. Tis it, tis all. W's in the chat for Shonda, who sent a hot girl money. What up? Sent a $2 donation. Hey, brother, I don't agree with. I couldn't agree more with you about the Dems, and they're definitely spineless. And I'm so disappointed giving up. Yeah, like they were absolutely spineless. Absolutely. W's in the chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. E-money. All right. Hot girl money, not E-money. Okay. Just like the hope that. Yep. All right. So this is what we're going to do. The box is now open. The box is now open. If you are someone that wants to come up and just kind of talk for a minute, just a few minutes about what's happening, whether it's the Democrats rolling over and showing their belly whether it's the current threat, which is, I don't even think it's a threat anymore. I was listening to Erica talk about it earlier, and her and Hector, like the ACA ACA isn't gonna be around anymore. Just to be honest, ACA not gonna be around anymore. If you want to talk about what's happening with the government reopening, if you are interested in actually joining the conversation, get in the box. So if you don't, you do not have to be someone that disagrees with the background anymore. If you're just someone that wants to come up for a few minutes and actually have a conversation about what's happening with the current state of our country, get in the box. If you're someone that still disagrees, you can request up as well. But the box is open for any and everyone. Also, I don't speak Spanish, so I have no idea what that says. So there's that. Hey, Jessica.
Hey, how are you doing tonight, Santana?
Good, good, good. Are you up?
No, I'm a friendly dude.
I know. And see, that's why I waited to bring you up. But what would you like to talk about, Jessica?
To be honest, the last guest that you had kind of answered the question I had, because I was actually worried about the disability stuff as well. Because I know that if they're going for SNAP benefits, kind of like what Trump tried to do in the first week of his term, where he tried to cut off all federal funding. And I remember being up on your live that week, and I was really worried because I had literally just gotten approved for my disability stuff, and to find out that there was a good chance of it getting cut off, that's what worried me. But my worry is that if he's going after SNAP, which is an emergency funding, then he can eventually try to go after disability stuff, regardless if the money's been allocated or not.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Jessica. They've only, I mean, they've shown that overall the maximum impact of harm is what's most important to them. And I feel like this administration is looking to squeeze every penny out of anything that's not beneficial to them directly, right? And when I say beneficial to them directly, like I think that they're going to look to shift any and every social safety net, anything that is like taking care of people. They're going to push as many people off as they can to reduce it and then utilize the funds in other ways. So, yeah.
Yeah, and to be honest, the thing that most people don't understand is that there's a lot of people, especially people that are on SSI in particular. SSC has a little bit of a different case, but SSI in particular, you can only have $2,000 worth of assets. Otherwise, you get stripped off of it. And that's between a car, a house, cash that you have, money that you have in savings and checking account cannot go above $2,000 at any given time. Tax returns are a little bit iffy because technically that's money that you've already paid in that you're now getting back from the government. So they technically don't see that as quote unquote income, but it's still a bit iffy to have that. And most people don't have a safety net or a high yield savings account or anything like that, to where if the government does get shut down or if they do get kicked off of it, they don't have any way of being able to pay their bills afterwards, especially when they cannot work full time.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that people don't understand like the different levels of people who rely on, that type of disability support. And not just that, but like multiple things. Like we've seen specifically people who, when it comes to like SNAP benefits, right, try to dictate who should or should not have access to it. And I think it's a strange thing where we, move towards like this person is worthy or this person isn't worthy or blah, 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 blah. It's all super strange. But with that being said, Jessica, I agree and I understand the worry. And I hope that I'm going to be honest, Jessica. I hope I'm wrong. I'm being honest. I hope I'm wrong.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Santana. I just wanted to say one more thing before you drop me down, if that's what you were planning on doing, dude.
Yeah, I was about to say there's a box full of people, and so I was gonna swap you out, but go ahead.
The one last thing I do want to say is that yes, there are also a lot of people that are on disability or SSI or that need governmental assistance, but there are also a lot of people that are on those assistance that don't have the ability to be able to vote. So it's up to the rest of us to be able to vote in the best interest of them because they can't. Either they don't fully understand it or they don't have the legality to be able to do it. And a lot of times it's just understanding it because they don't have the ability to understand it.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Couldn't agree more. Anyway, Jessica, thank you so much for coming up, and I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Santana.
Thank you. Let's see here. W's in the chat for Jew Bernstein for the $2 super chat to say, what's your opinion on the most recent E and M emails? Oh, Epstein. It's not surprising. It's not surprising. It's not shocking. And Trump's on the list. Fuck it. D-Lo, what you got?
Hey, Santana. I'm actually a registered Republican, but I'm a friendly, and I'm a huge fan. I'm also 58 years old, so I've been around for a while.
Like you know, community.
No, well, you know what?
I admire that fan thing is weird. That? Yeah, I appreciate it.
And the reason why I wanted to come up here is just to say one thing and one thing only. Since I've been watching you, Dean, and Parker, I'm actually getting a lot of knowledge. Like I said, I'm old school. I'm 58 years old. And I can't remember the last time I voted Republican. And after listening to you guys and getting the knowledge, I just wanted to say thank you, man. I do appreciate the three of you guys. And one quick story before I go. I went on my very first live like 2 weeks ago. I went up against 4 MAGA maggots. I don't even know how I got there. But I used your trademark, dog walked. I literally dog walked the 4 of them. And I thought about you because you use that so much. And I just wanted to say thank you for all you do, brother.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate you. Hey, question for you really quick.
Sure.
What's your thoughts? Because I've said this a million times, like Republicans didn't vote for Trump. What's your thought process on like the Republican Party that exists today?
I don't think it's a Republican Party anymore. Obviously, it's just MAGA. And MAGA has done so much damage to the Republican Party that I don't think in my lifetime I'll ever see that ever come back to anywhere near where, I mean, I go back to the Reagan days, you know, and that's the reason why I became a Republican, because of him. Just because, again, I was I don't know, a teenager maybe back then. And there's no way Republicans can ever come back. But at the same token, Santana, I hate to say it, after what happened just now, I'm completely, I don't know which way to go after this with, you know, the Democrats folding the way they did. Even if it's just 8 of them, you know, I just don't understand that.
Yeah, the thing about them, like, people keep saying the 8 of them, right? And I'm gonna drop you down, but I appreciate you, D-Lo, and I'm gonna respond to what you're saying.
Thank you.
The people keep saying like it was the 8 of them. Let's not get this twisted, right? It's still on the Republican Party. It's on the Republican Party because they're the ones that put us in this position. But those 8 Democrats, it was orchestrated. It was absolutely orchestrated. All 8 of those Democrats are either retiring or not up for re-election in 2026. That was not a mistake. All 8 of those Democrats in the Senate that voted yes are not in jeopardy. Chat, you got to know a play when you see a play. You absolutely got to know a play when you see a play. Hey, Josh.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Good to talk to you again.
Likewise. What you got?
So about the government reopening, and if I ask any questions and you mentioned it early on in this, just tell me to go back because I'm going to listen to. I was listening to Parker's while you were going on, so I kind of hopped in a little late here.
Yeah, no worries.
What do you think would have happened if the DEMS didn't cave and the government was still shut down?
I think the Republicans were going to turn on Trump. The writing was on the wall. There was too much pressure mounting between the Republican senators starting to actually be vocal about what was happening, to the multiple hit pieces that were being put out in the media about like people losing their farms and their benefits and all this other stuff. And then you combine that with the Republican town halls that have all been going left. You look at the general election that just occurred, Donald Trump literally telling the the senators and the Republican senators that they needed to quote unquote use the nuclear option, and they needed to get the government reopened.
Yeah, because they could have done that.
Yeah, like it was all teed up for the Republicans to fold and for the Democrats to get some type of real concessions, but they couldn't hold out. So,
well, like you were just saying, most of those Democrats that voted, they're not worried about it. Obviously, they're not up for re-election. And you know how we talked about the other night, whenever I was up here, we were talking about the rich, so they don't have to worry about stuff like that. You know, I don't have to worry about their healthcare. Like I myself, I'm someone that actually gets Medicaid. So I do depend on those type of things, you know?
Yeah.
And Trump administration trying to take that away, that hurts me. That hurts my family. And I'm sure it affects a lot of other people too. And I hate that.
Yeah. Yeah. That see, but that's the thing. And I've said this multiple times, and I appreciate you coming up, Josh. I'm gonna swap you out, but I'm gonna speak to your last point. Okay. Like they were literally counting on the amount of harm that was going to occur, and with the amount of harm that was going to occur, they counted on people turning on the Democratic Party. Like that's the thing that they were really hoping would happen, is to be able to use this to turn the public opinion towards the Democratic Party. And that's why I always say I hate when politicians play politics. I hate when politicians play politics. And that's what they were doing. Debbie's in the chat for Christina. Christina sent a $25 donation saying, Santana, you're a treasure. Thank you for the work that you do. Keep going. Christina, thank you so much for that $25 donation. You are absolutely amazing. I mean it. Thank you. Drew, thank you. Drew Bernstein, thank you for the $2 donation saying, love it. LOL, just stop by to ask heart. Have a great day. Thank you so much for the love, the heart, the super chat, guys. If anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All the pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you. Best way to support the live. Everything except in things appreciated. If you're over on the YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out.
Hannah.
You know what's funny? Like, the worst possible people get in my box and think that I'm going to platform them. Like, why would I platform you? Like, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. For anyone that doesn't know, that was Liam's brother. Like Liam's actual brother. Terry, how are you? Terry? Okay. I'm drop you down. I don't know what was happening. Oh, that's fucking cool. Oh, that's fucking cool. I don't know what that was, but that was cool. Holy shit. I think she was playing ping pong. I think Terry was playing ping pong. That's what it sounded like.
What's up, bro? Why you muting me?
Y'all are stupid. Why do you keep requesting up?
Santana, I need help making some pancakes.
Oh, you got the wrong person. I don't know how to make pancakes. My wife does though. Hold on. I got you. Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. What's your name?
Holden?
Holden?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. She might be asleep. I hope she's not asleep. She might be asleep. If she's asleep, you're out of luck. I don't know how to make pancakes. She made pancakes earlier. Hey, baby. Holden needs to know how to make pancakes. Holden. I don't know. The Holden's, yeah, we're live right now. Holden is up and said that she's asleep. I don't know if she's going to be able to help us, Holden.
Damn. All right. Have a great night.
Okay, you too. Holden just need to know how to make pancakes. Sorry, baby. All right, love you. I guess no pancakes. I don't know. I'm the worst person to actually, ask how to make pancakes. I make a mean steak, though. I make a mean steak. So there's that. Shadow, how are you? Shadow, how are you? Shadow going once. Shadow going twice. Let me drop it down. One second here. DEMS sold out American people. Sure, Sugar and Spice, come tell me about it. I'm gonna mute you. Code, how are you? Code. Okay. I'll drop you down. Sugar and Spice, you said DEMS sold out America?
Hey, baby, can you hear me?
Yeah. How are you?
Hi, baby. Good morning.
Good
morning.
How are you?
Good evening.
Can you hear
It's
me?
2:00 in the morning here, so yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear
It's
me?
11:11 here. It's 11:11 here. magic.
Okay, all right. That's all right, baby. You know what? It's lagging and freezing. Hello?
Oh, yeah. Can you hear
Hello?
me? Mm-hmm.
We lagging and freezing. Can you hear me?
I can. What would you like to say?
Okay. So I can hear you now, but you did hear me say that we lagging and freezing, right?
I did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What's your name, baby?
It's Santana. Are you there? Sugar and Spice, can you hear me? I don't think she can hear me. That's a good call out. Yeah, I shifted my tone and tempo just now. So
Send a request.
Nika, how are you?
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I never meant to do that.
You didn't mean to come and talk to me?
No, I'm at work.
Oh, okay. Make that money, honey.
Yeah, I got you.
Have a good night.
All right, have a good night.
W's in the chat for Lita for the $19.99 super chat to say, hey Santana, give this to your wife for waking her up. Love the show. I will. You guys should have seen. She was like, she was so confused. She was like, are you live? And I'm like, yeah, I'm live. She was knocked out. W's in the chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for the chain. Hey, Diamond, how are you?
Hey, Santana, how are you tonight?
I'm okay. They tried to break my soul, but they couldn't do it.
I feel it. I think they're hiding and they're kind of scared because it's coming to fruition in the realization that they voted for a PDF. So
What? Not a PDF file. Hey, really quick. So I go back and look at like my YouTube comments because people, it's funny, like people watch YouTube after the live and they comment on the YouTube as if it's like live right then, right?
Right.
And the live that you were on, people were like going crazy about you.
What?
Like towards the end, like, yeah.
What?
If you remember the day you need to go, if you remember the day you need to go on YouTube and check the video for that day and look at the comments, like people were like all over you.
What? You know what's so crazy is I said that I was going to start debating.
Yeah.
So, I might get my little TikTok live on, but
listen.
Look, I wanted to come up because you said something earlier, but damn, I was sitting here. I was sitting here doing my journal.
This is Sparring, not late nights.
Oh, okay. I was about to say I didn't
don't
want
care
to
about none of that shit.
Mama Jones. Okay.
She don't watch late night. I mean, she don't watch Sparring. She watch late nights.
Okay. Well, what you said earlier about how if the Dems didn't cave, then we could have essentially, ran the Republicans right on up to the point where they essentially would have caved, and then we would have gotten, the subsidies that we needed to make sure that we don't essentially fuck over millions of American people, especially for the party that is so America first. So I honestly think that it is all a scheme set up by Todd. Honestly, that's for the house. That's the Housewives fans. If y'all know, y'all know.
Who's Todd?
Santana, you got to watch Housewives of Atlanta.
Or you could just tell me because I'm not gonna watch that. I saw this AI video though that they did Real Housewives of the White House. It was funny as shit. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Oh, see, chat getting it. Not Todd. Yes. Okay, so Todd is, I think Todd was Candy's husband, and he always used to, Candy's mom always used to think that he was doing schemes and stuff and setting shit up and stuff.
Let's
So,
say scheming.
yeah.
It might as well been Todd Chrisley then.
But anytime there's some tomfoolery afoot, we always just say that it's a scheme set up by Todd. So I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I have a little hope in regards to the e-files, but I don't know. What I feel like, even though the Dems, and I think this may be a little bit of just Delulu hope, is I hope that the Dems caved because they knew that those emails were right there. So they caved to get, what's her name? I can't remember her name. What's her name? Sworn in so they could go ahead and get her signature on it so they could release
Don't
it.
make me go get my tinfoil. Don't make me go. I will go get the tinfoil for you. Don't do it. You know they don't have a plan.
That's why I said it's delusional, Santana. I said it's delusional. But that's pretty much all I want to say. I'm just listening and decorating my planner over here and listening to you do what you do. But that's all I want to say. Just my little delusional hope is I would hope that they would have a plan in regards to.
They never have a plan.
Nobody ever has.
I'll tell you this before you. I'll tell you this before you go. You like wrestling?
Yeah, I used to watch wrestling back in the day.
So I was listening to Sean's live earlier, and Solid was on, and he was talking about kayfabe. You know what kayfabe is?
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah. So this is like such a great analogy. So kayfabe is basically the art of selling it as if it's reality. Like that's the premise behind wrestling, right? It's supposed to actually allude like, oh, this is real. And so he talked about the within kayfabe and wrestling, there's two types of wrestler. There's the baby face, which is the good guys, and then the heels, which are the bad guys. And he talked about how the heels often win, right? And the baby face loses a lot and has to try to, climb this mountain, right? And in order to actually win. And he talked about how the Democrats want to lose so they can actually portray an idea of like, oh, like we're the good guys. And if you want us to beat the bad guys, then you have to support us. You have to donate to our campaign. You have to do all these things and we'll defeat the bad guys for you. And it made it made perfect sense, right? It was a lot longer than that, but it made perfect sense in the sense that it doesn't make sense for the Democratic Party to do the things that they're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it does make sense if you think about it as kayfabe. It makes perfect sense if they lose on purpose, just so they can set up a comeback win, and it keeps that perpetual cycle. So
I don't know. Well, before I leave, actually, do you think this is going to affect us in the midterms? Because I was looking forward to another blue wave, but I feel like this is gonna this fucked us over because we were literally. My hopes were so high for a blue wave in midterms, and with them caving, I just don't see that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of Democratic voters are so fucking fickle, right?
Yeah.
And it goes back to the old saying, Democrats fall in love, Republicans fall in line.
Mm-hmm.
And
I remember we were talking about that.
Yeah. So anyway, Diamond, I appreciate you coming up. Apparently,
Thank you, Santana. I'm about to go. I got another phone. I'm about to go check out that video.
Check out your fame. I know that's right. I'll see you later. Thank you for coming up.
Thank you, Santana. Bye.
I was in chat for Diamond. Code? Are you there? You know what I'm gonna do for you, Code? Because you requested back, but I also think that you're like that weird guy that kept spamming, like the kid that kept spamming about Nigeria or whatever, like the Christians. I'm gonna go ahead and block you. Boom. How about that? How about that? Lance, how are you?
Hey, bro. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Lance, what would
Hey,
you like to
man.
talk about?
I need some advice from you, big bro.
Oh, is it about pancakes?
Huh?
I was just about to say, if it's about making pancakes, one guy already tried that, and I don't know how to make pancakes. What do you need? How can I help?
Nah, no, I just need some advice from you. So, I'm originally from Portland, Oregon. Okay, born and raised. I moved out to Austin, Texas, about 8 years ago to be closer to my nephew and my sister, who are, both our color, us. And she ended up moving back to Oregon, and I stayed in Austin. I've noticed that there's been a serious shift in Texas, bro. And like I've been contemplating moving back to Portland because, obviously it's progressive. It lines up with everything that like, you know, my nephew and my sister have been raised on, which is SNAP benefits and things like that. And obviously, like the SNAP benefits were pulled off the contingency fund, right? And I just need like a little bit of advice from you as far as like, do you think that Texas is a place that can be saved from like with Gavin Newsom? Or like, do you think that it's better for me to go back home and be around my family and my people? Or do you think that Texas is kind of like a place where it's just like it's not safe for people who look like us?
Yeah. As someone from the South,
Mhm.
I understand that the South has never been safe
Mhm.
for people that look like us. Hell, this country has never been safe for people that look like us.
Mhm.
But with that being said, I can't really give you advice on like what you should or shouldn't do. But the one thing I will tell you is that I know a ton of people in your position at this very moment that currently live in Texas. And
Yeah,
if
I'm
they
scared,
could,
bro. I'm scared because I don't
right.
want to be here anymore.
Yeah, no, listen, if they could leave Texas at this very moment, they would, right? This is something I've been saying to like people. If you have the ability to be in a blue state for now, like that's pretty much your best bet, right?
Well, and like
Again,
I feel safe because Austin is a super progressive city, but I know that I'm like, and on like a micro level, I know I'm safe in Austin, but on a macro level, I'm in Texas. So like that's where I kind of am like, ugh. And like,
yeah.
and like my father, he's starting to develop dementia, and I work for the number one grocery store in Texas. And I'm not gonna say what it is, but I work for the number one grocery store in Texas, and it's a 3-letter word. And it's like I feel like should I just save my money and just bounce so I can go back closer to my family? Or like should I hold hope that the bigger state that I'm in can change? That's what I need advice on.
Yeah. Texas has been Texas forever.
Yeah.
And like this is a new the governor Greg Abbott has been someone who has worked against the best interests of all Texans. right?
Mhm.
If you take a look at the actual electrical grid in Texas, if you take a look at the fact that he has turned away certain federal fundings at certain times, he's shown that like he is not in the best interest for all Texans. And then the way that the box has been gerrymandered, like it's a whole thing, right? Hold on 1 second. You know, I'm gonna drop you down just for what I have. I'm gonna drop you down, but keep listening. As a matter of fact, send me a DM as well, okay?
Yeah, I will do that.
Sorry. One thing I'll say is that for any and everyone, if you can actually get out of an area that you're in and you don't feel safe, do it. Do it. Absolutely do it. Absolutely do it. So there's that. I'm going to read something off. Because I think it's really important. And I got it, and I was hesitating if I should read it out loud, but it's important. So W's in the chat for Travis. Travis sent a $5 donation and said, "Hey brother, I'm a homeless vet, literally door dashing to pay for an extended stay tonight. I wanted to send this to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for reminding me that there are people worth me deploying for and my friends paying the ultimate sacrifice for. Love you, brother." Travis, thank you for the $5. I really appreciate you, but one, I can't accept this, so I'm definitely going to send that back. But two, I'm going to send something for you as well, because people need people, and we need each other. And you know, thank you for your service. But it always amazes me when people who it's always the people that have like the least that are willing to give the most. And then the people with the most just want more. That I don't know, that's heartbreaking. I don't, that's why I don't fuck with billionaires. So, but thank you, Travis. I appreciate you. And yeah. Let's see here. Boss Lady Fun, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. What would you like to talk about?
I just wanted to ask you one thing real quick, but just before I do, I wanted to just thank you and the chat.
You can thank the chat, but not me. But we don't do things. I'll let you speak.
I know.
I'm sorry.
I'm just appreciative. I just wasn't here.
Go ahead. We don't do things to go ahead. You can say thank you, but like you don't need to say thank you. That's what we're here for.
No, I know, and that it just makes it just, it's one of those things that just, it really, I just want you to know how much it touched me, that because like Travis, I've also had a rough patch where I was homeless for a year, and so I finally got into my apartment. Things were going great for me, and then the loss of the stands and all that threw us off. And so I just appreciated your guys' help so much this past weekend. Community came together, and you're just amazing, all of you. So I just wanted to say thank you to chat, everybody. But yeah, I know you're being quick, so I just wanted to say that ahead of time. But yeah, I wanted to ask you, you're like, because I hear you debate and I learn a lot from you and your points and stuff. Because sometimes when I go and look things up, sometimes stuff is like confusing when I read it. So like hearing you guys like that do the debates, when you say like your quick points, it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like that clicks, you know? But when it comes to like the health insurance, right, and like what the Dems were holding out for, I wanted to know why do the Republicans want this if it's going to cost so many people so much money and it's going to like hurt a lot of people? And two, I just wanted to know who does it exactly affect? Like, does it affect people that are on Medicaid that are getting like what's considered like Obama, like the free insurance type thing? Does it affect people that are paying? Like, I'm just confused on who it's going to affect and why they want this.
Yeah. As far as why, money. Whether you talk about lobbyists, whether you talk about stock investments, kickbacks, all of these things, it's literally the point why I say I say this all the time. We got to get money out of politics, right? Because there's multiple ways that the actual politicians that vote for things that seem to be in like the worst, why am I losing the word? Not the best interest, but the worst interest, I guess. They do it because they get their pockets lined. And it's super funny. Like, if you can, there are certain ways, let me see if I can find it, but there are certain ways you can see like how much like lobbyist money that certain politicians get to like vote a certain way or support certain stuff. And it's not a lot of money. Like certain politicians take maybe like 10 grand and they'll vote however you want them to vote, right? And so it's all about money. It's about kickbacks. It's about things like that. And so that's why. And yes, tax cuts. It's about tax cuts as well. But as far as who's going to be affected, everyone. People on the ACA, people not on the ACA, private healthcare. Like, everyone's going to be impacted, because what's going to happen is like 7 million people who don't have access to health care, or 7 million people are going to lose access to healthcare, and other people healthcare prices are going to go up, and it's going to shift the market. And that's why you see like people with private healthcare, the cost has already started to increase for like their premiums. So everyone's going to be impacted.
You know, one thing I kept hearing today on certain mega lives was like them saying, well, what do you like from their perspective was like, well, what did you want us to keep extending these subsidies and just keep extending and extending? It's not going to work. Like, that's like, I'm hearing from their perspective. Like, I guess that's what I'm just trying to understand, like their side, like why would we not keep extending them? I mean, is it harmful? Like, is it because of the debt? Like what's the alternative?
Yeah, so this is a problem I have with like the MAGA talking point, because they'll say, oh, you know, it adds this or it does that, or we could be using this to do that. Like, they don't really give a shit. They don't. They just want to be harmful towards other people, right? And it's kind of like when they have the talking point, well, we shouldn't be sending our money out of the country because we need to take care of the unhoused veterans here in the country. But they vote against those veterans' best interests. And the politicians that they support vote against those veterans. And so they love to talk about like, oh, we could be using the money to do this and that and all this other stuff, but that's not what's going to happen. And we don't use that money. We're just going to use it for some other form. More than likely, just going to put it into our military budget. Like, that's what happens. So I don't know. It's talking points, and they don't really understand how things work.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, thank you for educating all of us. I appreciate what you do. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you. How do I say your name? I don't want to mess it up. Is it Carmelin? 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 Carianella? Miss Bryson? I don't think we know you up here. Carnella? Is it pronounced Carnella?
Yes.
It is. Hey, Carnella, how are you?
Yes. Hey, I'm fine. I was just listening. I didn't mean to come up, but
You up here
it's
now?
an interesting topic, and I just got started listening to you. That's all.
Really? Okay. How was your day?
It was pretty good. It
You
was
do
pretty
anything
good. I
fun?
can't complain. Hmm?
You do anything fun?
Prepping for Thanksgiving.
Hey, I know this.
Yeah.
When is it's like
Yeah.
weeks from now. Why are you prepping already?
I have a lot of folks I feed.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, question for you. How long what'd you say? Oh boy, this is not black trivia. Well, kind of is. It kind of is black trivia. How long can you eat the leftovers from Thanksgiving before you gotta throw it out? What's your limit?
You shouldn't eat it over 5 days, like 5 days, 5 days, 3, 4 days, or something like that. Get rid of it or give it away. Yeah.
I can kind of get behind that. I think like 3, 4 might be pushing it. 4 might
Yeah.
be pushing it. But that turkey sandwich afterwards?
Yeah. And some other things you can do with that turkey as well. So I
What's
get
your go-to
creative
dish?
with it. I do catering sometimes, so I'm a cook. I cook. So my go-to is soul food. I do a little Italian. I can grill my butt off. I can bake a little bit. Yeah.
Hey.
I'm pretty good in the kitchen with cooking. And I enjoy it. It comes from my grandmother. That keeps me connected. Although she's not with us, that's how I remember her and keep her close.
What's funny is like this year is going to be the first real year without my grandfather. He passed away like last year, but everything happened. It was such a whirlwind. But this will be like the first real year without him. My grandmother passed away like a couple of years ago, but my grandpa he passed away last year.
sorry.
And thank you. And he used to make banana pudding, right? And like not I don't know how you make yours, but he like had like the actual Nilla wafers, and then he would cut the bananas and like layer them, and then like it was amazing. When I tell you, one time I got him to make the banana pudding for some people that I work with, and I took it to work, and it was like a big pan, right? And I took it, and the people started eating it, and they cleaned the pan and then scooped the juice out and took the juice from it as well. Like it was, I was like, what are we even doing? But yeah, that's always my favorite.
Well, yeah, I have a lot of people that loves a lot of my favorite dishes that they like. They come, and once the invite, I start getting the calls, and it's like I can only accommodate so many people.
I know that's right.
You do family, you do a few friends or what have you, but I'm kind of, I enjoy it. It's not much leftovers left afterwards.
What's the thing that you dislike or like the least, I guess?
What I like least? I'm not, okay, I know this sounds strange, but I'm not a big turkey eater. But I can bake a turkey really well.
What about fried turkey?
I love fried turkey, but it doesn't love me.
Oh, I got it.
I can't, you know what I mean? So I have to go the other route. But I can fry some turkey. I can have fried turkey for sure. I love fried turkey.
Love fried turkey. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming up by accident. It was a good conversation.
Okay. Thank you. You have a good evening
You as
or
well.
morning. Okay. Take care. Bye.
TikTok, I wish y'all could see the YouTube chat. They're losing their minds over on YouTube. YouTube is such a weird place. Like the MAGA people over on YouTube are weirdos. Like weirdos. Ringo, how are you?
Hey, what's going on, man? You can call me Brady.
Brady, what would you like to talk about?
I just wanted to ask you a question, actually. I had always wanted to like get involved in this at like in some form or capacity. I'm just really my hesitation, I would say right now, is I have a very conservative family. And I do have a very like stable full-time job. This is like the first time that I've been like, you know, stable in my life. What would you suggest for me to do? What do you think like a good recourse would be?
Use a fake name and wear a hat.
Okay. I mean, fair enough.
No. What I would definitely say is, I mean, it just depends on what you're trying to do, right? I mean, like if you think that it's important enough for you to actually advocate and use your voice, then do so. And, you know, like do what you think is important. The one thing that I will tell you is, and it's kind of interesting having this conversation with like other people that do this. And I talk to people about this all the time, and certain people that know like me off of social media, it takes a real toll on you. Like mentally, it's super taxing. And then it takes a lot of time. You have to be willing to educate yourself in multiple ways. You have to be up to date and getting different information. Like funniest thing, I made a video today, and I posted the video, and it like the video is like 2 minutes, or it was either yesterday or today. Anyway, the video is 2 minutes. It took me about like 2 hours of work for that 2-minute video. And so it takes a lot of time, energy, and effort to do these things. And if you think it's worth it, then do it. But make sure that you actually have a passion and a purpose for doing this. It's always funny. I've worked all my life, and while I enjoy what I do when I work, I've never felt like that was my purpose. It was just like, oh, you know, this is my source of income. This is like my, you know, career or whatever. But with this, I feel like it's my actual purpose. Like I actually enjoy doing this for the most part. And I wake up and I think about doing it, and I do it when I don't want to do it, and I do it when I do want to do it. So it's just, you know, what's important to you, and then also like what can you do for others. So
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, man. I think I'm really going to consider doing it. It's just like, you know, a man working a full-time job. But I want to make time to do something like this, at least part-time, because this is something that like I want to retire early and be able to like pursue politics like full-time later in life, at least.
Yeah. I mean, I think more than anything right now, people like we can use as many people as possible, dispelling any type of disinformation or misinformation. The one thing that I will say, and this is something that like I always try to pride myself on, is being intellectually honest and factual. And like those are the most important things. And then even if you mess up, like being able to say, hey, I messed up and correct it. So as long as you can do that, you'll be fine.
I really appreciate it, man. And I really appreciate what you do. I really enjoy watching your content. I watch a lot of these lives, and yeah, you do a really great job. But I hope you have a good night, man.
You as well. $45, $47. $45, $47. Gina, how are you?
I'm good. I want to let you all know that I live in one of the reddest states in America. Been here all my life. America actually is on a bad track right now. And we have been for quite some time. It's just festering now. America is sloppy. And if they do not fix their issues, we are going to have a really, really hard time getting along with the rest of the world. And I would like to say, I am from Oklahoma. I've been here for 65 years.
Called it. Didn't I say Oklahoma? I said that.
Yes. And we always have, everything is red here. And our governor, he is so far up Trump's butt. This is what he wants to do. So he follows everything he says. And the thing for me is I am highly educated. I hold a doctorate. So my thing is with, living in the state of Oklahoma and have been here all my life, I do well for myself financially because, educated probably. And I educated my children in Oklahoma for, secondary school, but they actually left and went to the East Coast. And they are both biochemists and they live in Maryland right now. And it is just such a different world up there. I do go hang out with them. I just came back and I was there for a month. And it is just such a total difference. And I've never lived in a blue state. I've always lived here in Oklahoma. And I'm telling you, just like you stated, I believe his name was Lance or someone who was asking you, the Texas guy, moving to a blue state is probably not such a bad idea. At this point in time. But
I'm telling you, I'm from South Carolina. I live in Washington State. It's a different world. In which, I mean, to be a little fair as well, like I went from the South to the Pacific Northwest, and so they're like diametrically opposed. But like being able to be in a blue state and have those securities, it's way different, way different.
Right. And so I have considered maybe moving, and I've been here all my life. So it's kind of like I'm settled. My life is here. I just lost my mom about 4 months ago. And so I'm kind of in a whirlwind. Thank you. In a whirlwind of, do I want to stay put because I've been here so long? And this is my life, or do I want to, pack up and leave and maybe join a blue state and see what life is like for that? Because I have never considered myself having a hard time in Oklahoma because, I've always fit in and all of that. So it's just something for me to think about and for others to think about, if they're having a hard time in a red state.
No, and what I'll tell you as well, the interesting thing about the U.S. to me is that like it's not like other countries in the sense of like the country, there may be like a little bit of a difference from different parts of the country or whatever. But the US, like, man, it's different from state to state. And it's wild how different it can be from state to state. So experiencing, our country, experiencing the world is a must. But like, one of the best things I can say that I ever did, and I give the credit to my wife for this because she led me to the Pacific Northwest, but one of the best things I ever did was move across the country. So,
yes,
and scariest.
America is sloppy. We need to clean it up. And as a whole, I mean, I don't understand how we let a few people rule and run and all of that. We need to start sticking together.
Not enough people care. Like that, but that's what it is. The squeakiest wheel gets the grease or the oil or whatever. But like when enough people don't like, that's why other countries that have like high voter turnout, I think like Germany had an 80-something%, like 80% of their registered voters actually voted.
Turned out.
Like if we could get that type of numbers, but then the country doesn't make it easy for people to vote, because like if they really wanted voter turnout, they could make it a holiday and give people like a paid day off to go vote. But like they don't want to do any of that stuff. They make it hard for people to vote because they don't want people to vote.
Well, I think that they do need to start with universal health care. And the reason being is because not everyone needs health care at the same time. I think it'll be a good thing for the United States to participate in that and, get their ducks in a row. People lose their life savings when they become sick and want to get well, but, they're not going to ever get well depending on what's going on with them. But they leave their family bankrupt because of an illness. I believe that we need to start there. It's not enough people talking about it or pushing universal health care, but I personally think it's a good thing. And that being said, is because we do not all need the same level of care at the same time. When you get older, maybe, or, unfortunately, if you're born with something that, is beyond your control and you need the health care, for the entire time of your life. But for the most part, we can make this work.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
But Gina, thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate you.
Everyone have a great morning and thanks a lot.
It's still night. It's not even midnight for me yet.
That's where you're at. It's like 2:00 in Oklahoma. 2 a.m.
Have a good one.
Okay, have a great night then.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hey, Roxy, do me a favor. Just Roxy, not everybody else, because I know how you guys do. Just Roxy, not all of you. Roxy, do me a favor. Pick a number 1 through 10. Only Roxy. Pick a number 1 through 10. 7. God damn. All right. Guess we'll talk to 7 more people. You said 7? Holy smokes. Okay.
Hi.
Lindsay, how are you?
Good. I've never done this before, but I've been watching you and Erica and a bunch of people for like the last year. So I'm from Florida originally. I grew up in a Republican household. Did a lot of deconstructing in college. Was like the first person in my family to go to college. And I'm a veterinarian, so I have an advanced degree. And then we moved to the DMV, and so got to like experience like, something outside of Floridian Republican life for the first time. And so I actually quit my job last year to run out a contract to start my own practice. And so I've been sitting around for the last year, just like watching, all the things that have kind of exploded around us, and being so close to DC, it's kind of our daily constant. So I just wanted to say thanks. Like, what you guys do is so important, and it really gives me, it's given me a lot of hope, I guess, with parents that, I feel like we grew up Republican, but I never saw my parents becoming MAGA. And so it's been a real difficult transition.
Right.
But anyway.
Yeah, no, listen, I appreciate you and you for, being here, for watching, and even more so, like having that different perspective. I know, like, I think that was a bar, what you just said. Like, I grew up watching my parents be Republican, but never thought they would be MAGA.
Yeah, never.
That's literally a bar, because there's such a huge difference. But I'm just glad that you're here, especially because I think that community is important, and having that different perspective and those different walks of life, like that makes us stronger as a collective. So I appreciate you.
Yeah, I think, the thing for me was just like, I grew up with a mom that like beat her head against the glass ceiling forever. And so to watch her like walk all of that back has just been absolutely the craziest thing I've ever experienced. Like, yeah, she's the reason that I, have a degree. She's the reason that I, became a doctor, like, pushed me because she couldn't. And so, yeah, it's just been the craziest thing. So anyway, I don't mean to be emotional, but it's really cool to like get to watch all this on TikTok. I'm thankful for the app, if for no other reason than like, yeah, you get community in the strangest of places. So
Yeah, absolutely. No worries. Well, thank you for coming up. I really appreciate you.
yeah, thanks.
I didn't mean to drop my back up. I just got told that I got vetoed. So, just an FYI, I was told that I got vetoed. It is Roxy's fault. Roxy picked the number, not me. Debbie's in the chat for Arolo. I think it's pronounced Arolo, who sent a $25 donation saying, thanks for being a logical voice. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for your support and thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. I mean that. Stefan, Debbie's in the chat for Stefan. Stefan sent a $10 donation said for Travis. I will make sure Travis gets that, Stefan. Thank you so much for being awesome. I really mean that. I really, really mean that. All right. Let's see here. Blame it on Roxy. Chat. Can I get a blame it on Roxy in the chat? Everybody drop a blame it on Roxy in the chat. John, how are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. What would you like to talk about?
Okay. Well, I'd like to talk about why the 8 are in favor of reopening government. And I think
you kind of turned into a robot for half a second. Right. John, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, you start cutting in and out on me for a moment.
Can you hear me?
Hey!
Are you able to hear me?
I can, but you kind of sound like this sometimes, John.
Can you hear me?
I can. Keep talking for me.
Okay. I don't know what I'm doing because I'm 80 years old. And
no worries. It was
technology's
just breaking. It was just breaking up a little bit. Go ahead. We can hear you now. You're good.
Okay. So what I wanted to say is possibly this was a genius move because it's going to have an unfavorable impact on millions of people when the Republicans vote down the Affordable Care Act subsidies. And that may by itself drive millions of people to the polls who wouldn't otherwise go.
You know, the only thing that I'll say about that is I worry about people like short-term memory, you know? Like, John, think about it. John, you remember how, like, when you were younger, you might have sat around the radio and listened to the radio for hours? Or, John, you ever used to listen to Dick Van Dyke?
Of course.
Like, you know how you would just like sit there and be enthralled and just listen and listen and listen?
Yeah.
I don't think that we have the attention.
You know
span
what
for
I
that
never
anymore.
forget, though? You know what I never forget? Bad things that happen to my wallet.
You know what? This is a good
I
point.
never forget those. My Medicare Advantage plan that I've been on for a long time went from $114 a month to $199 a month in 2025. And in 2026, it's going to $235. And this is what happens when we turn healthcare over to Wall Street.
That's a good point.
And that's what we've done.
Yeah. John, you reminded me of something that I was told a long time ago, and is people don't always remember what you do for them, but they'll always remember how you make them feel. And John, I hope that people hold on to this feeling, but I don't think they will. Like, I don't know, John. Maybe I'm just cynical. Maybe I'm jaded.
Well, when someone does you harm, don't you remember it?
Yeah.
You know, it's
do,
the old saying of, you know, do me wrong, shame on you. Do me wrong twice, shame on me.
Yeah. Well, see, and John, like, I don't know. My wife tells me this all the time. My wife, and then like the people around me, they tell me like, "Oh, you're just too quick to forgive people," and I do. Like, I'm really bad at like holding grudges or holding on to things. And I don't know, like, I don't know, John. I don't know. I hope you're right, and I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know.
I don't call it holding a grudge, but I remember, and I hope the voters who were unfavorably impacted by this carnage that the Republicans have done to middle class and poor people will remember. And I think this election that we had a week or so ago is an indication that people are not forgetting. And it's only going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
You know,
I worry that they're not gonna turn out as much as they did before. But anyway, John, thank you so much for coming up. John, you made my night. Seriously, I really appreciate you.
Well, thank you very much. You know, at age 80, I'm not too much into the technology, and I had a difficult time figuring out how to get into the box. So
I'm so glad that you made it up here,
thanks.
John. John,
Okay,
feel free to come
thank you.
back another time as well, okay?
Oh, I will. Yeah, I've got a lot to say, and nobody to say it to. So, all right.
You can say it to me, John. I don't know if you noticed this, but I like older people. Like, I genuinely enjoy older people. So
You know, I was a school bus driver after I had been retired for about 15 years. And I had a sixth grader tell me, I'll never forget it. The sixth grader told me, you know what's wrong with old people? They just take up space.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's a six. Everybody's old, though, John. Everybody's old.
Hey, listen, sixth grade is brutal.
Yeah.
It's brutal. Yeah. That's where they start drinking the Kool-Aid. But anyway.
John, you have a good night. Thank you so much.
You too. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
I genuinely do enjoy older people. Like, seriously. W's in the chat over on YouTube. Ruth asks questions, just said yesterday was my 70th birthday. Ruth, happy 70th to you. A bunch of W's in the chat for Ruth over on YouTube. 70th birthday. I hope you did something fun. Ruth, did you go out and shake a tail feather? Did you cut a rug? I hope you did. W's in the chat for you, Ruth. Anyway. Let's see here. W's in the chat from
I made my pancakes.
Are you back? What type of syrup did you use? Dang it, I want to know what type of syrup you used. Your mother's 91 and she loves Santana would love my mom. She's 91 and hates, she and I would get along really well. Absolutely. W's in the chat for the old bearded sailor who sent the $6.99 super chat to say respect from Canada. Pay with all the money I save on healthcare. I can get some MAGA crying in here, please. I get, yeah, MAGA is crying for sure. I think, I don't know. You said hi from South Africa? Ain't no way. Really? All right. Last one. I gotta wrap this up. Last one. And we save the best for last.
Oh wow. What an honor. Hello, chat. Hello, Santana.
Did you just sing that? Not you singing it.
I can sing it. It's freaking good, man. It is a good song. How you doing?
I'm super happy. I'm okay. I'm doing okay. How are you?
It's past midnight for me, and I need to keep it down, but I'm doing all right. Pretty tired, admittedly. I've had a long day with workouts. Oh gosh, I was I was going through the ringer.
Yeah. I get it. Kay fussed at me and told me we had to end, and I've been talking to a million people, and so I was like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna get you up here. And so
the chat can be very diabolical sometimes. You hear like, "Hey, what number do you guys want me to do?" That'll be the number of people you want.
Blame it on Roxy. Blame it on Roxy, not me. Blame it on Roxy.
Roxy, listen. You gotta not. I know 7 is the lucky number, but Santana's feeling very unlucky and very unhappy right now. So I just want you to know they should probably reduce that number next time just to keep his sanity for both of us. Thank you.
I'm good. Like, that's Kay fussing at me. That's
okay. So Santana, do you want me to answer this prompt, or do you want to talk?
No, I just. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. I could talk about almost anything, but should I stick to a certain topic, or you got something in mind?
Well, I mean, we were just having people up for a moment. If there was anything, hold on one second. Henry. No. How about that one, bud? How about no?
No.
How about no?
No.
People are weird. No, we're just, any thoughts that you have on the government shutdown?
Oh, the government
or
shutdown.
the reopening of the government
reopening. So, gosh, it's. Oh my gosh, I was. Oh, so things are bad when you have a current leader in the Democratic Senate. His name is Chuck Sucky Schumer. So things are bad when our own Senate minority leader literally has a lower favorability than the orange Mussolini.
Yeah.
The mango man.
Mm-hmm.
And so here's the thing. When I like to study, military history and strategy and politics, like especially, have you read any like World War I biographies?
Oh yeah,
or seen any documentaries and movies?
For sure.
Because there's one thing I've always learned with regards to any sort of military conflict or wars, that whenever you see outwardly desperate signs, that's usually a sign that someone is on the either one of two things. Either they're actually legitimately on the ropes, like for example, what Vladimir Putin keeps on saying, we're going to deploy nuclear bombs, we're going to deploy the nukes. No, you're not. You're on the ropes. You're just saying that to scare people. So it's either that, or they're saying that as a bluff to actually, make you falter more. Yeah. The Republicans in Congress, both in House and Senate, were genuinely showing signs of desperation because they knew that the jig was up. Mike Johnson knew that if Maria Parlaroma, whatever her name is, I forget her name, I apologize. They knew that if she's sworn in, that could be the 218th vote needed in order to cast the vote to release the Epstein files. Yep. And so literally you were talking about this, Santana, just a few moments ago, in your video, literally, I think a couple hours after she was sworn in. And yes, I did raise my right hand and say the exact same constitutional oath that she did. Literally hours after she swore that oath, I believe there was a vote cast and they said yes. It was passed. So I think it's going to come out Wednesday that the vote will come to a tally. So I'm going to keep my eye on that.
Yeah, but I still don't think we're going to get anything though.
You really don't think we're going to get it?
Mm-mm.
I mean,
know
maybe
why?
not. Maybe it
why?
is just me being hopium, but like, they would,
you know why, though?
Trump would have to offer them a lot in order for them to shut down, which is possible, admittedly, since, we had President Biden and we had the bipartisan border bill, and like Trump literally wasn't even in office in any way at the time, and he still got people to vote a bill down.
No,
which
listen,
is,
I'm telling you, white men in America get away with stuff.
oh, they do. I'm not even, as a white male myself, I do not even deny that. It is really sad.
I like her. It's just how it happens. Like I know how it goes. So
so another thing, another prompt. You were talking about how
we got to make this the last one because
last one. So healthcare and it's collapsing. We're like I said this before, but I'm gonna try and like keep this concise. I genuinely will want if I have kids of my own, I really am genuinely hoping that when they turn their pages in their history textbooks, it will be coined the Second American Revolution. Because I was like, am I being hyperbolic when I say this? No, I'm actually not. So I go on to, there's this organization called the Citizens Handbook. There are 5 conditions. So it's written by a man named James DeFronzo. There are 5 conditions for a successful revolution. 1, mass frustration and resulting in local uprising. A large proportion of a society's population becomes extremely discontented, which leads to mass participation, protests, and rebellions against state authority. Oh, gee, that sounds quite familiar, and it's gaining in strength. Number 2, dissident elites. Elites that have access to wealth or power groups are highly educated and possess important technical or managerial skills, pit some elite members against the existing government. We're not quite there yet, but there are some people you could argue this with people like maybe Bernie Sanders or AOC or Jasmine Crockett. I guess you could someone count it, but we're not quite there yet. Number 3, yes, this is one we cross off. The powerful unifying motivations. The existence of powerful motivations for a revolution that cut across the major classes and unify the majority of a society's population behind the goal of revolution. We are getting there already. Number 4, a severe crisis paralyzing the state and administrative recursive powers. A state crisis occurs in the nation experiencing or about to experience the development of revolutionary movements. The crisis, which may be caused by a catastrophic defeat in war, a natural disaster, or an economic depression, or the withdrawals of the critical economic or military support from other nations, or by a combination of these factors may deplete this state of loyal personnel, legitimacy in the eyes of the public and other resources. So we are getting there as well. Check. A permissive or tolerant world context. This is one we absolutely check off. If anything, people around the world are actually supporting it. The governments of other nations do not intervene. No, they're not. They're actually outright supporting it. The only time that they're intervening is with the UK with regards to what's going on with the US bombing boats off of Venezuela. The governments of other nations do not intervene effectively to prevent a revolutionary movement from developing or succeeding in a given nation. So for those, sorry for my speed reading, but my point is, yes, we are undergoing revolution.
I think that like it's a good point. And even more so, like I think revolution may look different in one way, shape, or the other, but I completely agree.
So that is what I wanted to get up here and talk about. Thank you, Santana, for your time. I always appreciate it, and I hope to see you soon. See you soon, chat.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Chat, you all on YouTube are weird, honestly. I've been seeing you.
All those YouTube
I've been seeing you.
Like they're weird.
Don't think I don't see you.
Yeah, have a good one. Why? I didn't do anything. That wasn't me. It wasn't me. Said she caught me on camera. It wasn't me. Come call me on the sofa. It wasn't me. She even had me on the counter. It wasn't me. Shawty came in and she caught me red-handed, screaming on the girl next door. Picture this sweet. Okay, never mind. My bad. Not you dropping my back up. We getting out of here. Couple of quick W's. W's in the chat for Joanna, who sent $1 donation saying, love what you do. Love you and love what you do. Listening to you has given me the confidence to speak against my MAGA family that I'll have to deal with over Thanksgiving. Listen, Joanna, go get them. As a matter of fact, shoot me a DM if you need some tips. I got your back. Send the DM to Erica, though. If anybody needs tips on debating their MAGA family over Thanksgiving, send me a DM to Erica's DM. Send the message to Erica and she'll get the message to me and I'll get you all the tips that you need. And everybody, feel free, send all the messages to Erica. She always checks her inbox. W's in the chat for Ian for the $1 donation saying, not me standing outside in the cold, outside of work, waiting to get on live, not realizing I was kicked from the box. My bad, Ian. I didn't know. They closed the boxes on us. My bad. My bad, Ian. W's in the chat for you. Also, I'm going to go ahead and read this just because Gene is a good sport. John is a good sport. I'll read it. By backing down on the shutdown, the Dems took an L bigger than any L than the terrible Carolina Panthers could take. Too soon. Too soon, John. E2 Judas. All right, guys. We got to get out of here because it's late. It's late. And it's time to go. When we leave, we're going to go raid Carbon. As a matter of fact, let me set this up over here. YouTube was really weird tonight, guys. If you're not one of the weird YouTube people, drop something in the chat and, like right now and let me know like you're cool and not like one of those weirdos. It has to be the thumbnail that I used. I think the thumbnail like drove them crazy. I think it was the thumbnail. All right. All right, YouTube, I got you guys set up. You guys are going to go over to Carbon. You're going to go over to Carbon. YouTube, you guys go check out Carbon. TikTok, you guys go check out, I think Joey's live. Go check out Joey. So YouTube, you're going to Carbon. TikTok, you're going to Joey. Twitch. Is anybody over there watching on Twitch? I don't know. I love you Twitchers. All right, let's go.
You stepped in the box, now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here, you better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts like lies, get left in chain. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter.
I almost listened to the whole song. I forgot that we weren't playing the whole song. Holy smokes. Yeah. Guys, we're going to get out of here. Gonna get out of here. It's late night. I appreciate everybody. Yes, thank you to the mods. The mods are W. W's in the chat for the mods. And especially Roxy. Roxy's awesome. Guys, thank you for hanging out tonight. I really appreciate everybody. I love you all. Seriously, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Get some sleep. I know I am. Thank you for all the gifts. Thank you for all the gifts, the likes, the taps, the shares. Thank you for all being amazing. Thank you all for being here. I love you all. And as always...